Alright, and we're here! It's time for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles! Right now we are doing the second to last case. We should be able to finish that up easily today. And then after that, if we have time, we'll start the last case. But we have to see. We'll just see how it goes. Hello bunny, how are you? Yeah, it's time. So yeah, let's get this party started. Hopefully, if the mic is too low or too high, let me know. I adjusted some settings today when I was doing something else, so if it sounds weird, please advise. Yeah, alright. Continue. It's a little on the low side. Maybe I can turn it up. Hold on. How is this? Overall, I have it a little low, but okay, maybe I can turn up the actual like volume on the mic itself. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, I think that should be a little bit better, maybe. Great. Okay, thank you so much. All right, Twisted Karma and his last bow. So last time we were here, we had finished an investigation, or sorry, I finished a cross-examination of the red-headed league, who were like, they were like bilking redheaded people out of money, but it turned out they were being investigated by this guy. Anyway, it turned out the guy from the former prison warden, not warden, he was like the chief like dude at the prison, but not the warden, like the chief guard at the prison. He was on duty the night that Kazuma's father was executed, but he lost his memory, and then after that night he got fired from the prison, and since then he's been working for oh my god, Gregson, who got murdered, and we still don't know what happened, but we'll find out. And at the end, it seemed that the whole point of everything and the whole point of Kazuma taking on this case is he's trying to find out about what happened to his father. So maybe we'll get some answers tonight. So that's done, and I guess we're going back to Sholmes' suite now, so let's see what's going on. There's so much going on in this case, it's really hard for me to keep up with everything, so let's see. Alright. I still can't quite believe what just happened. Yeah, there's like so many storylines as well. I know. I inquired with the bailiff after the court session was adjourned, and it seems Mr. Vigil was taken to hospital to recover. Oh yeah, he like passed out when he was like recovering his memories. Ah, hello, hopeless salaryman. It's good to see you. The best time of the week. I really enjoy this time as well. I'm always looking forward to Sundays. Right. Ooh, 10 years ago now. Mr. Vigil attempted to commit suicide by jumping out of the window of the prison governor's office. Oh my goodness. But ever since then, he's completely blocked the memory of those events from his mind. Oh my god, what happened? Nobody knew his secret. Not his family, not even the man himself, but I forced it out into the open. Was it wrong of me to do that? Did I overstep the mark, I wonder? Runo! Aha! Oh, Iris. You were miles away. Anyway, I've brewed a fresh pot of soothing tea for you. Oh, thank you. You and Susie have had an exhausting day so far, haven't you? Oh. Thank you, Iris. How thoughtful of you. Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is? When we came out of the courtroom back in the defendant's antechamber, he disappeared. Oh, no, I don't know. He just suddenly sprang to his feet and left. All he said was, "I must leave." I wonder if he's pursuing the mystery of Inspector Gregson's death. Yeah, we still don't have answers about that, as far as I know. Well, you know what Hurley's always saying, don't you? There are mysteries in this world that should perhaps never be solved. Wait, except not murder, come on, lady. Jeez. My planet needs me. Yeah. Oh, hello, Citrix Gaming. You're watching Twitch on the TV. Cool. For the construction of a solution comes only at the expense of the destruction of something else. Yeah, HD experience. What does that mean? He knows very well that when you open someone else's old wounds, you often open your own too. But he just can't take his own advice and leave well alone. Solving mysteries is too important to him. That's so true. But that's what I like about Hurley, after all. Nice. I suppose that's the lot of a great detective in some ways. So then, let's have tea, and then I'll give you a hand. Wait, why does she have a gun? Girl. Oh, do you have time, Iris? Yes, I finished this month's manuscript at last, with barely a day to spare before the deadline. Wait, didn't she used to give them to Gregson? What's gonna happen now? The HC Mio-chan experience. Oh, I'm so looking forward to it. A brand new story to read in The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. You know, I always hide Hurley's violin in the days before I have a deadline. You do? Oh, poor Mr. Sholmes. I'm sure that's very wise, Iris. Oh no, I forgot to turn on Sparky! Oh my god, I'm so sorry! Hold on. Oh, I totally forgot. Oh man, I'm so unprepared. Terrible, terrible. It's my bad. Hello, Erlangshin. Let me get Sparky out. Sparky's not even Sparky hasn't even appeared. Sparky! Hold on. Un momento. Hold on. Oh no! And there's like such crazy music as well. 1 second. I know. I have to add, let's see. Where is it? No! Sparky, where are you? Because I... Hold on. Here we go, okay. Okay. I have to make her look okay. Come on. Not there. Here. A little smaller. Here. I think that's good. Alright. Sorry about that. Alright, Sparky should be working now. I hope. Yeah, I know. I need to give extra cord.
DJ, I am ready to rave.
Alright. Let's go. Oh my god. Okay. You really meant it. Thank you so much for the blurb election. Oh my goodness. Sparky really was ready to rave. Hello, good evening. Alright, let's see. Now then, my dear fellows, let's make a plan of action before we continue our investigation. Alright, so let's talk about it. This morning's trial. Yeah. So, how did it go in court this morning? Well, we still don't know the truth about what really happened, but one thing's increasingly clear. Lord Van Zieks definitely didn't do it. Oh, goody. Yes, that's right. We managed to uncover several new facts as well. Oh, really? And there was another development too. Kazuma. Yes, it's quite clear now that Kazuma-sama is not himself. The way he's acting, it's almost as if he's possessed. Possessed? I know. I mean, at the end of the proceedings earlier, he was like a bloodhound the way he was chasing down Mr. Vigil's forgotten past. He's not normally so mercilessly persistent. True. What's going on in his head, I wonder? I really need to sit down with Kazuma and try to understand what he's going through. Maybe we can go talk to him? The Reaper's innocence. Let's find out. If Gregson was really murdered the day before his body was discovered, then Lord Van Zieks has to be innocent, you see. What? The day before? Well, that should be easy enough to work out just by examining the corpse, surely. Yes, you would expect so, but curiously, no time of death was included in the autopsy report. Huh, that is curious. There are still unanswered questions about Lord Van Zieks, though, aren't there? Do you mean? I mean, what was he doing there on Fresno Street that day in the first place? Agreed. Well, according to the man's testimony, he said he was investigating Inspector Gregson, didn't he? And it turns out that that little room was actually the inspector's secret office. Oh, that sounds like it has all the makings of a wonderfully devilish plot. But then, why was that notice board in there all covered in all those particular papers? Papers about cases with a link to the Reaper. I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this. Me too. Oh dear. That sounds more like something horribly devilish. Ah, hello Sarunoni. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. We must start by looking into Inspector Gregson's movements of late. Alright, well let's talk about Gregson's movements then. I never imagined I might have to be investigating an inspector's movements. Well, according to the entry in his diary, he was carrying out an incognito investigation of the Red-Headed League the day before his death. Oh, you mean he was doing the same as Hurley? Well, Mr. Sholmes was trying to apply, whereas the inspector was supposed to be investigating. I do wish it had been the other way around. Anyway, as it turns out, the inspector who went to investigate the Red-Headed League that day wasn't actually Gregson at all. It was Mr. Vigil, in possession of Gregson's identification. You know what that sounds like to me? Establishing an alibi. Oh my! Yes, you're absolutely right, Iris. But why would Gregson need an alibi? It would appear that the inspector had something to do that he wished to keep secret. I think he was the Reaper. That's my suspicion. I think that Gregson was the Reaper. Oh my god. I don't believe it. I always thought he was just a harmless lover of fish and chips. But perhaps they were seasoned with something a little more potent than salt and vinegar. If you know what I mean. I think perhaps we should try to move away from food analogies. Yeah, the writing. It's too much. Or just enough. Well, anyway, if Lord Van Zieks felt the need to investigate Gregson. Yes, I agree. We must try to find out what he knows. Alright, last thing, Mr. Vigil's condition. How are you doing, buddy? Vigil, you say? Isn't that the name of the lady who came to visit Hurley yesterday? That's right. to ask Mr. Sholmes if he would help her to find her missing husband.
Only Mr. Sholmes completely passed the buck to us. Actually, didn't you say that Mr. Vigil had been taken to the hospital? Do you know which one?
Ah, it's St. Sinners.
What a name. Oh my god. I'm starting to wonder if all the other hospitals in London have closed down.
But that's amazing, Runo. You found the lady's husband already.
Well, I suppose I have. By accident. I mean, hey, if it works, it works. I still get paid, right?
And 10 years ago, while Mr. Vigil was the chief warder at the prison, he was responsible for overseeing the professor's incarceration. No!
So when the convict escaped, he was held responsible and immediately dismissed.
Sometimes I really don't want to grow up.
There's more. For 10 years after that, while he was ostensibly working as a peddler, he also had another secret job. He was paid by Gregson to be his stand-in to impersonate the inspector.
To impersonate Gregsy? But why?
I have absolutely no idea.
But I do. I think he was the Reaper. Jenny was right. I'm starting to think all adults are up to no good now.
You would be right.
Including you, Bruno.
Wait, what? I haven't paid anyone to impersonate me. Needed to go resupply his fish and chips. That's what he was doing every time.
That means he has ties to the professor and to Inspector Gregson, though. So I do think we ought to pay a visit to Mr. Vigil, don't you?
Back to St. Sinners, then.
Alright, let's see. Oh, well, I think it's clear what we need to do, isn't it? Let us investigate, my dear fellows! Oh, Iris, you're even more enthusiastic than usual today. If anyone has anything to hide, my special Wilson shooting iron will soon set them straight.
That water pistol?
It's stuffed full of a piping hot, extra special blend of mine. Then I'm quite sure it will be very effective.
I'd better be careful not to hide anything. Well, it feels a little strange that Mr. Sholmes is nowhere to be seen, but still, let's go and see what we can find out.
Yes!
Alright, I think this is gonna be... Alright, we can move. What are our choices? Is there no... Okay, so... Aha! Wait, perhaps we should leave him in peace for a while. He's only just been admitted, alright? Okay, I think we should go here, Lord Chief Justice's office, because it's like the only place that... We could go to the prison as well, but... Seems to say we shouldn't go to the hospital just yet. So let's try here and then maybe go to the prison and then go to the hospital? Maybe. I mean, this is just the next one after the Sholmes' suite, so that's my guess. Why not? I don't think you have to visit these in any particular order most of the time. Just depends. Alright. I'm gonna have a look at it too. Hold on. Alright. 2nd of November. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Ooh, is that Kazuma there? I think it is. No arguments, Prosecutor Sogi. You will continue with the trial, exactly as I instructed. Is that clear? Perfectly.
It's Kazuma-sama.
Defying Lord Strongheart by the sound of it. He never did know when to back down. Uh-oh, they spotted us.
No!
On your way now, Asugi. My lord. Oh, we don't get to talk to... Oh, we do get to talk to him. Alright, alright. He looks mad. Why are you mad? Don't be mad at us. You're my best friend. Kazuma. Oh, what? Is that it? He just leaves? He left without saying a word. Brutal. Come on, man. You're my best friend. Yes? What are you doing here? Oh, well, I was just hoping to ask you a few questions, if you wouldn't mind. I wanted Van Zeeks' trial concluded today. But Prosecutor Asogi's unwelcome inquiries are going to make it take longer than necessary. Unwelcome inquiries? As a result, I'm losing even more precious time. Currently 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 41 seconds. 42, 43.
Then we must resolve everything before 3 hours have passed, Mr. Naruhodo.
In a miraculous not even 5 minutes? Anyway, I can't let the man's obvious bad mood put me off. I need information. Alright, talk to us, buddy. Come on. Alright, let's talk about the Reaper. Does Prosecutor Asogi believe that Lord Van Zeeks is the Reaper? I wouldn't know. It was 10 years ago, in that fateful, closed trial, that Lord Van Zeeks made a name for himself among the judiciary. But the next trial he fought, he lost. It meant the ringleader of a criminal organization was acquitted, thanks to all the jurors being under duress. But that's awful. The man's freedom was short-lived. He lasted just 3 days.
Yes, let me see. He died in a rock slide at his place of work, I believe.
Correct. That was the inauguration of the Reaper of the Bailey. And people believe Lord Van Zeeks was responsible? He was brought to trial himself, but it was shown to have been an accident.
So he must have had a solid alibi then.
Nevertheless, the mysterious deaths continued. In total, 16 persons perished in unusual circumstances, ostensibly at the hand of the Reaper. That's a long run of coincidences.
Well, the Reaper's true identity may well be revealed by this trial.
And the impact that revelation would have on the British public cannot be understated.
Is that why it's a closed trial?
Precisely. Alright, let's talk about the closed trial. This country hasn't seen a closed trial for 10 years.
So the last one was the professor's? The trial of Genshin Asogi?
Correct.
Oh yeah, speaking of, like, I was wondering, there's like the people that came, like Mikotoba's father and Judge Chigoku, they're still around, right? So like, what have they been doing this whole time? Ah, hi Aries, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome.
Correct. I'm still hoping that they're gonna make an appearance. Maybe in the next section. We'll see.
Actually, we heard that originally you were going to prosecute that trial yourself, Lord Strongheart.
Van Zeeks entreated me to relinquish the prosecution to him, that he might avenge his brother's death.
Good morning, good morning.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. We saw them at the beginning of this trial, but they haven't done anything since then, so I'm kind of curious, like, if they're gonna make another appearance. They must be here for some reason, right? I think so. And here we are, 10 years later. With the son of the man Van Zeeks had condemned, now looking to avenge his father's death in the same way.
They do say that what goes around comes around.
However, it would seem that the new young prosecutor is harboring some ulterior motive as well.
Kazuma is?
I like my organization to run smoothly, in the exact manner that I prescribe. As with the giant clock in here, I won't tolerate a single cog being out of step with the others. So that's what all these gears are about in here. This guy is the Lord Chief Justice. So he's like in charge of the whole like judiciary system, and he like gets to decide who does like what in the cases and stuff. Yeah, he actually acknowledged the giant clock. I know, right? It's huge. It must be like just giant. If the young man refuses to mesh with the other parts of my great machine, I will be forced to take steps. What do you mean? Not something with which you need to concern yourself. Wait, that sounds ominous. In any case, all your questions will be answered tomorrow. Tomorrow? What? Now, I shall have to ask you to excuse me. There's one cog up there that's not actually attached to anything. Some of them... this one isn't really doing anything, I feel like. It's moving, but it doesn't seem to be connected to any of the others. It's a mystery. As of this moment, I've been delayed from attending my next meeting by precisely 3 hours.
Oh my, that is a long time.
And I hold you entirely responsible. Wait, we talked to you for like 5 minutes, buddy. You were like having it out with Cosmo before us. I have nothing to do with this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Even though we miraculously managed to fit everything into not even 5 minutes. Yeah. Man, I basically like become Naruhodo now. I can predict his conversation. I wonder if you might agree to us, talking with Prosecutor Asogi? Discussions between the defense and the prosecution outside of the courtroom are generally frowned upon. However, I will make an exception in this case. Now go. You can find him in his office. Oh, thank you.
Let's go to see him at once, Mr. Naruhodo. Kazuma's my best friend in the world, but I'm really not at all sure I know how to talk to him at the moment.
Does that mean we shouldn't go talk to him yet? Maybe? Alright, let's see what we got here. A new location has been added. Nothing here, nothing here. Prison. Don't go, okay. So should we talk to... I don't know, I feel like maybe we shouldn't talk to him yet because I was like not sure about it. Let's see our other choices. We have not here. Shalm's sweet, meh. This no, this no. You know what? Let's go. Let's go talk to Kazuma. Why not?
Why not?
Second of November, Prosecutor's Office. So, this is the office of Prosecutor Asogi now, is it? Wow, he's got like a full-on model here. Fancy.
Kazuma-sama is doing so well for himself.
Even though he's always forced to kneel on the floor, Japanese style, in that dark corner.
It's his habit to sit Seiza style whenever he's working.
Is it? Well, it looks like our journey here was wasted. Oh, he's not here. Okay. The prosecutor appears to be out.
Perhaps we should discuss things with another prosecutor we know first.
Alright. So another prosecutor we know first, that's gonna be the prison, maybe? I feel like that might be the next place to go, so yeah. Because that's the only prosecutor we know, so let's go see him. 2nd of November, local prison. Cell 1, there he is. Batman. We missed you, Batman. Wait, why is Iris with us?
Lord Van Zeeks is reading, look. He doesn't seem like he wants visitors, does he?
But he must have noticed that we're here, surely.
Hey you, hey buddy, we're here. Wake up. Hi, Batman. Yeah, exactly.
What do you Nipponese want? That's no way to greet the lawyer who's trying his hardest to prove your innocence, is it? Yeah, ungrateful. This guy. Perhaps not. I know, right? Wait, is he actually like, regretful? I apologize. So, what can I do for you, Mr. Naruhodo? Wow, we got an apology out of Van Zeeks? Amazing.
Lord Van Zeeks is speaking earnestly. Oh, the fog will lift over London for the first time in months tomorrow.
This does feel very, very strange. I must say, I was impressed. Yeah, exactly. I had the same question. Like, how did Iris just like randomly appear? That's like a strange, like, was she was following all along? Maybe she was just hanging out behind us. Could be. Oh, he was impressed with us. Nice. Oh, well, thank you. Not by you, by your fellow Nipponese, your prosecutor friend. Oh, I see. Yes. It's sardonic, don't you think? For a man such as me, so loathing of the Nipponese, to be entirely at the mercy of you two. I suppose. It's retribution for having played the part of the Reaper all these years. Played the part? He just like let it happen? Maybe? Alright, let's see. Let's talk about it. Yeah, the Reaper's identity. Wait. Did she come with us to Strongheart's office last time? I forget. You once told me that you gladly allowed people to believe you were the Reaper, because it helped reduce the amount of serious crime that took place in London. If keeping quiet and playing the part benefits the cause, a cause I myself am committed to pursuing, then why would I choose to say anything? But the henchman of a criminal killed by the Reaper attacked you only the other day. And that was just the most recent of many attempts on your life, wasn't it? Someone is clearly profiting from your silence about all of this. Someone is using you. During Enoch Drebber's case? Really? Oh, I think you're right. Alright, so she knows, she at least knows where it is then, so maybe she was with us. Believe me, ever since the Reaper first appeared, I've been doing my utmost to expose him. Or rather, expose the organization. Wait.
Ah, it's a whole organization.
It's inconceivable that all those accidents were orchestrated by one man. No. The Reaper always appears to have very accurate information about the accused in each case, which can only mean that somebody at Scotland Yard is involved. Alright, alright. Okay, this is like shaping up to match my suspicions.
Someone at you can't mean.
It's taken me many years, but I finally identified the central figure in this Reaper organization. Tobias Gregson. Oh my god, I was right.
No. No.
Gregson? The Reaper?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Aha! My suspicions were correct.
So, the reason you were investigating Inspector Gregson is because you intended to expose him as the Reaper? As I said, the Reaper of the Bailey is no single person. It's a highly secret organization with close ties to Scotland Yard. But there's no doubt that Gregson was a key member of that organization.
Drama. I don't believe it. Aren't you saying that that he was behind all those awful criminals meeting their...
Gregson didn't do the dirty work himself.
Oh.
He was the tactician. His job was to covertly investigate the marks and plot their assassinations. Oh my god. In order to do that without arousing suspicion, he regularly needed a firm alibi. Oh, which is where Mr. Vigil came in, posing as the inspector. Vigil knows nothing of the Reaper. The room he rents on Fresno Street was almost certainly the headquarters of the operation. So, okay, he knew nothing, yet in the place where he rented, there was like a full-on giant board with all the details of all the cases. Come on, he knew something. I mean, unless the guy's a total moron, but pretty sure he's not. Gregson would have met the assassin there for briefings.
So we don't actually know who carried out the killings then?
Actually, I do have a name.
Plot twist, he was illiterate the whole time.
Maybe. I guess it's possible. It is like 1800, it's like England, right? So... You what?
Well, if you can name the man, you have the true identity of the Reaper already then.
Or, if I can name the woman. Wait, is it, oh my god, could it be like the former coroner lady? Maybe. Or, maybe it's Iris. Iris is the Reaper. Oh my god, no.
No. Hi, Riser. Hello.
Basically the jail for being a womanizer? No.
Oh.
She's a young woman by the name of Asa Shin. Asa Shin? Asa Shin. Naruhodo. Asa Shin. Jeez Louise. Wait, what? Shin? You don't get it? Wait, she's the assassin? She's the assassin? Giselle Brett. Naruhodo. Yeah, exactly. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, that's right. The true name of a terrifying killer I know only too well. Giselle Brett, yeah. Hi, yeah, Cedric, you were right. Yeah, she's the one. It's come full circle. This was like the original murder case. Oh my god. She's the one that killed Dr. Wilson. Yeah, okay. She came to Japan posing as a visiting student and murdered Dr. John H. Wilson. Then,
just when it seemed that diplomatic protection would help her escape Japan and conviction.
That's right. The mysterious woman was herself murdered in a small summer beach hut. And that woman was actually the Reaper of the Bailey? Oh my god.
Mr. Naruhodo, this perhaps isn't the place to discuss...
No, of course not. We can't mention it here. The fact that she killed Dr. John H. Wilson. That's right, because it's Iris's dad. Oh man. Her cover name is a reference to the type of gun that shot Watson, aka Wilson, in one of the original stories. Really? I didn't know that. Man, so many tie-ins. It's this snooty lady. I'm weak. No, she's gonna murder you. Well, actually she might not, as long as you didn't, like, murder anyone else, then you're probably good.
Because Iris doesn't know, and it's very likely that the man was her father. Assassin. I should let father know at once.
You had to look it up because they're suspicious of the lack of pun. Yeah, pretty much every name is a pun. Except for that one. Yes, I agree. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So you're probably safe. As long as you didn't murder anyone else and get off, then you're probably safe from Giselle Brett, aka Assassin. Not totally sure though. You never know. Alright, let's talk about Prosecutor Asogi.
Kazuma, isn't it? Kazuma Asogi. You say he's a friend of yours.
My best friend. He's the whole reason I got to come to Britain. It was all on his merits.
Yeah, just don't be Batman.
I have nothing but respect for him.
Yes, I understand that only the very best students are selected for such opportunities. And I had a fine demonstration of how sharp he is in the proceedings earlier today. He missed nothing. In fact, his flawless performance very much reminded me of his father.
Kenshin Asogi, the professor.
It's true that the aristocracy at the time was the root of numerous grave societal problems. They were abusing their power, playing with the common man as pawns in politics, in economics, in war. In many ways, Asogi was carving out a canker from society that we British couldn't deal with ourselves.
I see.
And that's precisely why it makes no sense. Clint Van Zieks was a noble and upstanding man. He wasn't corrupt.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Why did that damned Nipponese have to go and take my brother's life?
Because otherwise you wouldn't have become Batman.
In spite of once having saved mine.
He saved your life?
How did that happen?
Alright, well, let's talk about it.
It was 10 years ago, on a foggy night. What was to be the professor's final strike had sent a wave of panic through the capital.
So Clint Van Zieks had already been killed at this point then.
Genshin and I were walking down some back streets at a late hour. Of course, at that point, I had no idea of the true nature of the man at my side.
It's always on a foggy night, right? It kind of reminds me of like Les Mis.
All of a sudden.
Are you sure about that?
Wait. Opa Salaryman. Thank you for the blurb. Are you sure? I don't know.
Let's talk about it.
Don't make a peep. You're coming with us.
Wait. Oh no.
We were surrounded. All of our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scarves.
Oh wow, look, Genshin Asogi also has the Feelers of Justice. This is great, yeah. But I love that they added like the little ties, just like his son. The art's great in this one.
Clint was not only from noble heritage, he was a brilliant prosecutor as well.
I went out for a late night snack. It was a foggy night. Yeah, this is Kazuma's father. Yeah. The professor, the serial killer.
The scum of London hated the sight of him, and they had no sympathy for his younger brother either. I'd been targeted several times before already. Yeah, it's Van Zeke's all right. We got him. I could hear them murmuring amongst themselves.
You know he's Kazuma's father because he has a katana. It is true. I think I knew because of the Feelers of Justice.
But just when I thought my time had come. If I let them kill you, Clint would never forgive me. It was Asogi's voice, just a whisper in my ear.
Oh no! What happened? I mean, it's hard to fight guns with a sword.
After that, I don't remember exactly what happened. The next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Genshin lay on the cobbled street. Blood was seeping from his left hand. It shielded me.
With his hand? Oh man, that's brutal. The hand is a delicate thing.
2 days later, they arrested him. On suspicion of being London's most notorious mass murderer ever, the Professor.
Wow.
How awful for you.
All at once, I lost the brother I revered and the foreign friend I held in such high regard.
I'm so sorry, Lord Van Zeeks. Maybe the professor was the real Batman. No. I'm gonna stand by Van Zeeks being Batman. Although it sounds like the professor was actually like the guy dishing out justice in the night, right?
That's the end of my miserable tale. I never thought I'd recount it to anyone.
Well, thank you for confiding in me.
The Professor, the Reaper, and Inspector Gregson. I wonder just how intimately related they all are.
I still can't quite believe that Gregson was essentially the Reaper,
Giving assassination orders to Giselle Brett. Mr. Naruhodo, let's go and inform my father.
Oh, okay. So they are coming back into the picture. Alright.
I'm sure our government will want to hear about this new information.
I think so the brother was shot down. Wait, I forget who killed the brother? I forget now. But yeah. I think his brother had just recently died. And then he lost the professor as well. He got betrayed by the professor. Oh, but their brother was one of the victims of the professor? Oh no. Okay, it was him. I couldn't remember for sure. If I forget, it's probably not important. There's just too many facts to keep up with. Actually, hear me. Alright, let's see.
Oh, that means I get to meet your daddy, Susie. Hooray!
Oh, okay. Yes, alright.
Let's head back to the Great Waterloo Hotel then.
I'm getting people mixed up as well. There's just so many characters and so much backstory. Alright, so I guess we have to go to the hotel. A new location has been added. Alright, let's go to the hotel. Oh, yeah, okay. So why did he kill the brother? Do we know why he killed the brother? Because he said his brother was not a corrupt person. I can't remember. If you guys know, tell me. Alright, 2nd of November. Great Waterloo Hotel foyer.
I thought it yesterday, and I think it again today. This place is so princely.
It's a wild guess, but I have a feeling you'll think the same tomorrow too.
My tea has a finer fragrance than whatever they're serving in the tea room here, though, wouldn't you say?
Ah, look who we have here. This is an unexpected pleasure. Oh, who is it though? Oh hey, it's your dad.
Ah, Father. Oh, is this your daddy, Susie? How lovely.
What a charming young lady. And you are? Oh, really? So you're the author of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, are you?
That's me, Iris Wilson, at your service, sir.
Mikotomo is adorable when he smiles. I like the character. He's pretty good. He's like always helpful. He's a nice guy. Yeah. He's a good like side character.
Susie's been such a wonderful friend to me over the last year, you know?
Well, Miss Wilson, I must say I read your work regularly and with much interest. Or I read your work. Either way.
Iris actually lives with Mr. Sholmes, you know, Father?
Is that so? Well, perhaps that goes some way to explaining that bright look in your eyes. Always helpful, nice guy. He's the murderer! No! Wait, but he wasn't in Britain, so it's okay. It can't be him, right? No. You wouldn't be smiling so airily if you knew just how bright she is, believe me. Yeah, he does look all happy. Now then, young Naruhodo, it was a pleasure seeing you in action earlier. Sus. As an invitee of the symposium, I was allowed to observe from the gallery, after I twisted some arms. And I must say, it was a truly exemplary performance. Oh, well, thank you very much. Although I'm fairly sure you omitted by Kazuma on the end there. No, please don't misunderstand. It was you who impressed me. Really? You didn't miss a step against Asogi, and we all know how capable he is. Really, to have matured into such a fine defense lawyer in less than a year is quite extraordinary. It's very kind of you to say so. And really nice to hear. Aw, he's giving us props. He's like building us up. Come on, and I want to marry your daughter, okay? I'm not gonna tell you that yet, though. What I saw in court today confirmed what I'd been hoping for. Ooh. The favor I mentioned yesterday, Naruhodo. I trust you haven't forgotten. Oh, no. You did mention something, didn't you? You did? I can't remember.
But first, we have something to report, Father.
Yeah, doesn't it... well, I mean... If I'm in England, it's not like he's gonna be here that often, so... It would mean no time like the present. Although I guess, like, Susato-san doesn't know yet, so maybe I should propose to her first. Oh wait, am I supposed to ask permission first? No, that's old-fashioned.
But first, we have something to report, Father.
Oh, we do? We do? We're getting married? Wait, what? No. Okay, hold on. Of course, of course. Shall we take tea while we discuss matters further?
Huh. I wonder where Judge Chikoko has got to.
This is an appropriate era for old-fashioned. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Brain really filled with Misato. Yeah, it is old-fashioned times. It's true, it's true. Let's see. Ooh, we got some details here. Van Zinks was actually heavily inspired by a real Swedenborgian Enlightenment writer, a noble named Martin Snutz. He was an early pioneer in forensic research, seeking a scientific basis for the process of justice, but he was therefore also somewhat controversial at court. Therefore, he was more known under his less conspicuous Low German name Mart Ziek van de Snoets. Fascinating stuff. That is fascinating. Oh man. The origin story of the origin story. Proposed right in front of her father? No! Yeah, he does look pretty buff. And if the judge is around, I'm even more scared of the judge, so let's not. Wait! These nuts! These snoots! I thought it was snoots though. Wait! It was a whole setup for these nuts! No! I thought it was real! Oh my god, no! Wow. Okay. I have been properly fooled. Alright. Oh man. Alright, let's see. About the Reaper. Bamboozled. Hondo P. Yeah, exactly. I just assumed it was like real because I was like, oh, okay, here's like a whole paragraph that probably came from like Wikipedia or whatever, you know, or nope. Alright.
Father, do you know about the so-called Reaper of the Bailey?
Or are we gonna tell him about how like we know Wilson's murderer, etc., etc.? You had to pace it a bit while writing it. That was impressive, truly.
I've heard rumors. Some members of the judiciary explained it all to me yesterday. Of course, when I was a visiting student here in London, the Reaper was yet to emerge.
Right, he didn't appear until after that case when the visiting students had already returned home.
Lord Van Zieks, who was in the dock today. That was Barrack, the younger brother, Clint Van Zieks, I believe.
That's right, and he's known throughout London as the Reaper, as you've heard. But the truth is, it wasn't him behind all those mysterious deaths. It was somebody else.
It was. I see. So what you're saying is, there's been a professional killer at work here.
Exactly. Somebody by the name of Asa Shin, in fact.
No, I beg your pardon? Did you say Asa Shin? You mean that Giselle Brett woman who was responsible for killing my great friend?
Oh no! A friend of yours was killed.
Professor Mikotoba, I think perhaps we shouldn't discuss this right now. Exactly, no, because the friend the professor is talking about is Dr. John H. Wilson! No, and that's not something we want Iris to find out about. Not like this, anyway. Yeah, she can't find out, like, on accident. You gotta, like, sit her down and be like, hey, they should have done that a long time ago, though. Come on. But, okay. Like, her dad's been dead, like, a year, right? Can't they tell her? She's old enough. Yeah, it's been like more than a year since they've come to London. Like, they should have told her. All right, well.
I've just remembered something.
Have you?
Biscuits. This hotel has the most delicious looking biscuits.
That was rather out of the blue.
She's doing this deliberately.
I think I'll go and see if I can purchase some.
Oh, you're just like skipping out, Susato. I feel like she's just leaving though. She's leaving it to us. Maybe. Oh, okay, no. She's gonna take Iris with her. Okay, that's fine. Ooh. Oh man, I haven't had biscuits and gravy in so long. That would be good.
I wonder, who would you like to come to, Iris? Oh, yes! You just try to leave me behind.
Alright. Good job, Sasato. So, that young girl is called Iris Wilson, is she?
Yes, that's right.
And she's the author of all those adventure stories starring the great Detective Sholmes. She does the same pose point. Oh no! She is taking after him. Yeah, it is a really good breakfast. Oh my god. Good biscuits and gravy. Oh, you definitely can't get it here. Maybe I can make some, but I don't know. That would be a big effort. But the name of the credited author isn't Iris, is it? It's Dr. John H. Wilson.
Yes, I know. That's the name of her father, you see.
Her father? Dr. John H. Wilson. I was deeply indebted to the man for all the kindness he showed me during my time in London. That's why I was keen to reciprocate and invite him to the Imperial Yume University 4 years ago. But instead, he got murdered.
But he was murdered last year by Giselle Brett. Why? Why would the hand of the Reaper stretch all the way to Japan? Iris knows nothing about that case, but it seems very likely that the victim, Dr. Wilson, was her father.
Well, I can't say that we ever spoke about his family, so I don't know if he had a daughter or not.
Oh, hi XSL. Thank you so much for the alert.
But I think I can say with some certainty that he was never the great detective's partner.
So, it could have been another Dr. Wilson, you think?
Well, John and Wilson are both common names after all. Oh, is it not the same guy? Oh my god. Still, it's probably best not to mention this to the young lady until we can be sure.
That's what we thought, yes.
Oh, maybe it's not him.
We're back with cinnamon biscuits.
Ooh, they smell delicious, Iris.
I think cinnamon will go very well with the tea they serve here. Don't you, Susie? Yes, I'm sure you're right, Iris.
Alright, let's see here. Judge Jigoku, where is he? Where?
I haven't seen Judge Jigoku for a while. Have you?
Cinnamon biscuits. Are they like cinnamon rolls?
I would assume they have to be like cookies, right? Because they call cookies biscuits in the UK. But I would guess they're probably like snickerdoodles, if I had to guess. Oh man, I love snickerdoodles. They're one of my favorite cookies. I should make some. I haven't made some in a long time. Snickerdoodles. Alright, where did this guy vanish off to?
Guilty! This guy with his crazy beard.
Yeah, not biscuits and gravy biscuits. I think they must be like cookies, if I had to guess. That guilty is still ringing in my ears.
No, now that you mention it, I haven't seen him since this morning either. I suppose since the symposium's opening was postponed, he'll have gone to explore the great exhibition.
That reminds me of something you mentioned yesterday. About Judge Jigoku having once been in the dock himself?
Ah yes, it was all tied up with that accursed trial.
The closed trial of Kazuma's father.
Seishiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand.
Oh my.
Man, people being all crazy up in this courtroom. Hi, Soyu. Bye, Soyu. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged. Oh dear. Although it's worryingly easy to imagine him doing that. Well, it was all right in the end. He was acquitted, and we returned home to Japan together.
Thank goodness.
Ah yes, talking of Seishiro. I have a copy of the photograph we all took together here yesterday. Please. Look, I'm sweating. Oh no.
Oh, what a lovely picture.
I don't look so good in this picture. I certainly seemed to shout, "We've arrived in Britain!" I mean, yeah, the suitcase is right here, so yeah. The judge is strong like an ox. He's a big guy. Yeah, yeah. Hey, marriage father. No. Not yet, not yet. Commemorative photograph has been entered into the court record. I wonder if this will be useful later. Why is it in the court record? None of us had any idea what was coming when we took that, did we? The man could crush a court with his bare hands. I mean, he did crush the dock, right? So...
Ah, howdy, Winternick. Hello, hello. Good to see you.
I'm doing good. It's Sunday. October. Oh, I can't believe it's October already. But it is. So only 3 more months left in the year. 25% left. So, and then it's gonna be 2024. But for now, I'm enjoying October and the cooler weather. I went for a walk earlier. It was nice. I wasn't sweating too much for once. So it's definitely not summer anymore. How are you doing?
No, that's so true.
Birthday month. Yeah, it's birthday month for me too. Yeah, October is my birthday month. I don't advertise my specific birthday, but I like to celebrate on Halloween because Halloween is my favorite holiday. So, yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of October birthdays though. It's like a popular month to be born, so that means January must have been a popular month to... I don't know what's going on in January. Maybe nothing? You're doing good? Good! I'm so glad. Yeah. Maybe it's just because nothing's going on in January. There's like no holidays and people are like cold, so they're stuck inside and they're like, you know what would be nice, you know, if we had a baby around. Next thing you know, October. Maybe like, yeah. So maybe at end of January. Yours is December, so okay, so you're, I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to it, maybe. But it does seem like there's a lot of like October babies. Alright, last one, the favor with a U, because we're in jolly old England. So, you mentioned a favor that you'd like to ask of me? I don't remember what it was, so maybe he's gonna tell us. Well, this fateful trial that you're fighting, one way or another, it will be over before long. And when it is, I'd like you to accompany me back to Japan.
You want me to do... What? Father, what's the meaning of this?
Now, Susato, you should understand. You've seen how our courts work firsthand. Japan's judicial system is in its infancy, especially when it comes to defense.
Oh, you mean...
The Supreme Court of Judicature... Oh my god, so hard to say. The Supreme Court of Judicature is in desperate need of a good defense lawyer. As soon as possible. Really, quite urgently, in fact.
But... I have not even been in London a year yet.
I've read all of Susato's reports. I'm well aware of your extraordinary talents. And having seen you in action with my own eyes earlier today, there's no question Yeah. He wants me to come back and marry his daughter. You, Naruhodo, are precisely the man our country needs. Also, Susato's really good. Can we just give her a job as well? Come on. I want her to be like also a lawyer. Half the time she like was doing all the work at the beginning. Now I seem to be holding my own for the most part, but like she was really like, and she like dressed up in like a disguise and did her own thing too, right? She would be a great lawyer. Yeah. We would be a dynamic duo.
So, you'd be leaving then, Bruno? Then, what am I supposed to do, Father?
Well, I'll tell you. You came here to serve as Asogi's judicial assistant.
Oh, yes, she's supposed to be Cosmo's assistant.
Yeah, back then, almost no rights. You couldn't like own property, you couldn't vote even. Yeah, she was illegally an attorney. Things have changed a lot, thank God. I can't even imagine what it would have been like back then. Terrible. Our government is still in the process of deciding how best to deal with this situation, though. Huh? You believe in snooty gas lady superiority? She was great, right?
Oh, thank you so much for the redeem, Winter Nick.
I'm glad I got all like the automatic redeem things working. Alright, our government is still in the process of deciding how best to deal with this situation, though. You've always chosen your own path, Susato. And I trust your judgment. In this matter also.
Aw, Father.
Please, the pair of you, don't look so downcast. It's merely a suggestion, you understand. A hope, if I'm honest. But I won't force you. All I ask is that you consider it and come to a decision by the time this trial concludes. Wait, so like tomorrow? Good lord. Yes, all right.
You won't leave, will you, Bruno?
Why don't you come with us, Iris? You do great in Japan. The thought hadn't even crossed my mind. Up until now, I've just been trying to do what I believe to be Kazma's will. But it turns out that he's still alive, so where does that leave me? Yeah, be your own man, Naruhodo. You can do it. Make your own decisions. Well, if you'll excuse me now. Yeah, you can have all the time you need to think about it, as long as you've decided by tomorrow. No pressure. I need to telegram government ministers and the Japanese police force with this information about Asashin.
Of course, Father. Thank you.
I look forward to next month's installment, Miss Wilson.
Oh, good. And please, do come to Baker Street sometime, won't you? We'd love to entertain you.
I would be delighted. The best of luck for tomorrow, Naruhodo. And give my suggestion your full consideration, won't you? Yes, I will. Going back home. You forgot about Iris's guns. That girl's crazy. And time to start calling Mikotomo my father-in-law. I know. He's such a nice guy. I feel like he'd be a good father-in-law.
You know, Kazuma-sama has always meant a great deal to my father. I'm sure he'd love the chance to meet with him and talk to him about all of this.
Yes, no doubt.
Asashin.
Of course, it's so obvious. How could I have neglected to consider the possibility before now? Mr. Sholmes!
Hurley, where have you been?
Why, I joined you all for tea, of course. What an extraordinary question.
I didn't notice you at all.
No matter, no matter. Anyway, to more pressing concerns. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? I must dispatch a telegram to your country at once. It is a matter of much urgency. To Japan, you mean? Tell me, to whom can I entrust the task? Quickly now, who?
Well... My father has just now left to send a telegram to the Imperial Police Bureau of Japan himself. Hi, Puppy Star. How are you? Good to see you. Howdy, howdy.
I see. Well, you looked reliable enough for a bearded fellow.
Yeah, it hasn't been a while. That's okay, it's good to see you. I don't think what father sports could be considered a beard, Mr. Shams.
There's not a moment to lose. Kindly ask your trusty unshaven father to see this is sent.
I will, but what is it?
No questions at this time, if you please, Miss Susato.
Ah, thank you so much for the sub, buddy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's so nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, eventually I'll be able to get some more emotes. I've been thinking about the new emotes I want to get, but I don't have them yet. So I have plans though. Plans. And I also want to get a new like starting soon screen. That's the plan. I'm surprised. You know what? Sparky's supposed to say something when subs happen. I wonder if it's not working. Sparky, are you working? Let me check.
Let's see. Needs more corn.
Let's see. Are you on, Sparky?
Of course,
Okay.
Mio.
She's
I'm
working.
always here, patiently waiting while you play games and chat with your viewers.
Okay, good.
Ready to bring some foxy charm to the stream. Ara ara.
Oh no, Sparky's still doing the ara. Oh jeez. Alright. Fine. She got told to say that at the end of every sentence, like during the last stream, and I guess it's still happening.
Ah, Aries, thank you so much for the redeem.
Alright, hold on. I have to prepare myself.
Ara.
I hope that was okay.
Thank you so much for the redeem, Aries. Sweet. Alright, let's see. Yay! Wow! Relation! Thank you so much for the gift sub. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Jeez.
Frisbee.
Yeah! Oh, and you gave one to Rise Eric. Awesome. Yeah, thank you very much. Ah, you guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Alright, let's see.
All we can do is pray.
Pray? Really? For what?
That for once, my deduction is awry.
Oh, is he sending like some news to Japan about a crime that's gonna happen? No. Doesn't that imply that your deductions are...
Oh, now then. You may be surprised to learn I am a very busy man. I certainly have no time to hide behind settees and eavesdrop on other people's conversations.
I think you do, actually. Yeah, exactly. So that's what joining us for tea meant.
I leave the sending of this in your hands then, my dear fellows.
Wait a minute, Mr. Shams. He just sort of ran off, didn't he? At quite a pace. And he left the unpaid bill for his tea behind too. This guy.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Sholmes is always like short on cash, right?
I must catch up with Father at the telegraph office at once. And I'll run and call us a cab, straight away.
It's a dine and dash. I know. The new chibi model is cute. I'm so glad that you like it. I still have to make some adjustments to like make it a little better. Some of the things are a little wonky. I just haven't had time to clean it up yet, but I'm so glad that you like it. I'm happy with how it turned out, like in general. So thank you.
Yeah.
And there was me, thinking everyone would be clamoring to pay Mr. Sholmes' bill. Alright, so I guess, is there anything to, like, examine here? I don't think there is. Alright, I think we should probably move now. Let's see. We've already been to the prison. We've got Fresno Street room. Ah, okay. Now we could go to the hospital because it doesn't say that we should give him some time now, so I think we should go here. Before it said he's not ready for visitors. I love the name of this place too, St. Sinners. The 2nd of November, St. Sinners Hospital, Ward 3.
This is the ward where Mr. Vigil was brought, apparently.
To be frank, I'm a little worried about seeing him again.
Ah, the lawyer. Hello again. Are you feeling better now, Mr. Vigil?
Yes, thank you. Somewhat better.
I'm so sorry to have caused you to.
I mean, it was because of me.
If I hadn't exposed your secret and forced you to remember things you'd obviously tried to forget. He still looks concerned.
The prosecutor was here until a few moments ago, too. You just missed him.
Oh, Kazuma beat us to it.
He said much the same as you. He was very apologetic. The truth is, I brought all this upon myself.
Please, don't think like that. I forgot his signature move is the Vogue. With a weird hand position at the end.
Keeping it from Evie, my wife, all these years, I've carried such a sense of guilt. That's not the worst of it. Over time...
If I hadn't reminded you of that thing you were trying to forget, you remember that, right? Yeah. Why don't I just bring it up again? And again, and again. Although, you know, honestly, we have to bring it up because we have to figure out the truth.
Over time, I obviously came to deceive myself as well.
You mean about your dismissal?
Looking back now, I'm beginning to think that perhaps Inspector Gregson didn't stumble across me by accident at all. I mean, he compensated me so generously for acting as a stand-in. He was clearly concerned for my well-being and doing what he could to help.
So perhaps Gregson knew exactly what had become of Mr. Vigil all along then. What, like, crazy, big-lipped hick named Gossip wasn't like a... Was it real? I mean, who would believe that? Wait, what? Or who wouldn't believe that, I mean?
I'm sure this is just desserts for 10 years of lies and deception, but... If it wasn't me that helped the professor escape 10 years ago, it wasn't me!
Oh, it wasn't?
I swear it. I swear it's true.
Oh, really?
Oh, Mr. Vigil.
I'm sure you'd rather not dredge up even more from your past at this time, but... If possible, could you tell us exactly what really happened?
I want to. I need to get all this off my chest. I just want someone to tell me what I should have done.
Okay. Alright, let's talk about it. Hopefully he doesn't, like, pass out in the middle of this.
Inspector Gregson was obviously engaged in a special operation of some sort. He was investigating something that even Scotland Yard couldn't know about.
Details of the Reaper's marks.
Yes,
What are we, his therapist? I mean, I just want to get the information out of this man without him like having a mental breakdown. Also, why is he doing those crazy hand motions?
it was when he had to carry out those investigations that I would take his identification and impersonate him.
You'd pretend to be the inspector and carry out investigations on his behalf?
Oh no, never. A common street peddler couldn't possibly carry out a proper police investigation. All I would do is go to the specified location, make a little hoo-ha.
A hoo-ha? Wait a second. That's not what I know as hoo-ha, but okay.
Just something to leave an impression, so everyone there would think a detective called Gregson was here.
He needs the tactile feedback to make sure he's not hallucinating. Wait, Jonathan Josuke. Wait. Got it.
So, that's what you were doing on the day prior to the incident?
Yes, he asked me to make an appearance at the park on Lime Street for the Red-Headed League event.
Oh, Jojo. Oh, the... You know what? He does kind of have, like, his drawing style is a little more like the Jojo style. Doesn't he look like it a little bit? Like, with, like, the front on?
So as usual, I flashed the inspector's identification around and was very vocal about my presence.
But then you were taken prisoner.
Jonathan Joestar. Yeah. They're all they all have like the same name, right? Or something. I haven't watched JoJo yet. I tried watching like one episode, but I think I need to go back and try again.
Then you were taken prisoner by those red-headed fraudsters.
Yeah, it seems possible. It could be the name of someone else.
Yes.
So, you would always make a point of showing Gregson's identification and generally being loud?
Josuke is one of the later ones. Oh, okay. Okay, but they're all Joe, right?
That's what the inspector asked me to do. Yes.
Well, that's one way of becoming a legendary detective, I suppose. Not a good one, though.
And as you know, I suffered this bruising around my neck at their hands. The following day, they kept their word and released me.
Yeah. I know that much.
Without returning the inspector's identification to you, however.
We had arranged to meet in the Fresno Street room at 5 that day so I could report back to the inspector. But at the agreed time, that's when I heard the gunshot.
Ooh, alright.
The prison escape.
It was at midnight.
Oh, so now he's just like remembering everything? Alright, great. Let's hear it.
It was at midnight on the 17th of June, 10 years ago. That was the scheduled time for the execution.
But the professor's execution never actually took place, did it? Or rather, the execution itself must have been used to effect the plan of escape. I hardly dare to imagine what a chilling plan it was.
Barclay was renowned for being the highest security prison in the country. Everything that went in or out of the place was searched multiple times. But there was one notable exception. Or rather, one notable loophole. Something that was never questioned.
I have a feeling I know what that loophole was now. The coffins into which the bodies of the executed convicts were placed, correct? Oh, that's how he got in there. Ah, I get it now. Alright.
Yes. Once the coroner had confirmed the death of a condemned convict, the body was taken in its coffin for immediate burial in Lowgate Cemetery, just behind the prison. The chief warder first had to sign the necessary papers. And after that, no member of staff was permitted to touch the coffin containing the body again. when executions took place, only the executioner and the coroner were permitted inside the chamber. I would wait in the adjacent room for word that the condemned convict was dead. On that occasion, once I had that confirmation, I went into the mortuary to find a lone coffin, as usual. The procedure was that I would sign the paperwork, having checked the coffin, then nail it shut.
Wait, they wouldn't notice that it was empty?
For some reason on that day, the coffin was already nailed shut. No! I didn't think anything of it at the time. I assumed that my deputy must have checked the coffin and nailed it shut before I arrived.
So, you mean the coffin contained...
Yes. I can only imagine that was Asogi. Oh, I can only imagine that Asogi, having escaped his execution somehow, was alive inside the coffin. The coffin was then taken out through the main gates and deposited in Lowgate Cemetery.
Presumably, there wouldn't have been enough air inside to breathe for long.
So, in the early hours following the burial, somebody dug up the coffin again to set Genshin free. How did he nail it shut from the inside? Exactly. That means there must have been an accomplice. So, who was helping him if it wasn't Mr. Vigil, right? There's more to this. Although maybe it was Gregson helping him? Maybe. I don't know. There are many mysteries here.
But in the end, he was fatally shot in the graveyard anyway. What on earth really happened in Lowgate Cemetery that night, I wonder?
I'm afraid I really don't know. All I can say with certainty are two things. Asogi couldn't possibly have escaped that way without help from somebody working inside the prison.
Ah, so it was someone else inside the prison. Alright.
And that somebody was not me.
Oh, okay, okay. So he didn't help. Interesting. Alright, let's talk about the convict. Obviously, you knew the man then?
The professor, I mean. Genshin Asogi. Yes, I remember him well, in fact.
Would you mind telling us what you know?
Well, having been condemned to death as he was, any contact I had with the man was short, obviously.
Yeah, imagine the gravekeeper hearing a coffin banging, digging it up, and just shooting him thinking he's a zombie. Yes. I mean, it's not unreasonable.
After that trial, which was carried out behind closed doors, attended only by elite members of the judiciary, they called for his execution to be carried out at the earliest possible opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
The outcome of the trial was set from the beginning, wasn't it? It was a time of delicate diplomacy, when Britain and Japan were in the process of signing an important treaty. That meant that this potentially destabilizing case had to be dealt with swiftly and discreetly.
Wait, was he not the professor? Oh my god. What's the secret? What's the truth?
The man had less than a week in total. As I was the chief warder, I oversaw his short stay in the cells until his final hour. I remember being struck deeply by his noble character and incredible resilience.
What do you mean exactly?
He was a killer of many men, but he was always quiet and polite. He was a gentleman and a man of intellect. In fact, I couldn't bring myself to believe what he'd done, so I asked him one day.
Flashback.
There was 5 members of the aristocracy whose lives were taken. Were you really responsible? I'm guilty of the unforgivable crime of ending another human's life. Yes.
Wait, what does that mean? That's super cryptic.
Following day, the closed trial took place, and the verdict was no surprise.
Yeah, exactly. So now, maybe Kazuma's father wasn't the professor, and this whole trip has been like he's trying to clear his dad's name? Maybe? Maybe. You think you're beginning to see. I'm still waiting.
Guilty. That night, when he was brought back to his cell, I saw something. Something unusual.
Something unusual? What?
The last will and testament of Genshin Asogi.
Wait, there's a will. Alright, let's talk about it.
As I said, it was on the night following his trial, after he'd been found guilty. I was doing the rounds of the cells, and when I looked into Asogi's, I noticed that he seemed to have a sheet of paper in his hand.
Ah, his last will and testament then, presumably.
As soon as he noticed me, he hurriedly shoved it behind his back.
But why did you find that so unusual? Isn't it normal for a man to pen a will when he knows his death is nigh?
Yes, that's true. There were special conditions to Asogi's incarceration, you see.
What sort of conditions?
Well, even though he was held in a cell designed for condemned inmates, he was allowed to keep his personal effects with him, with one exception.
Really? He was allowed his things?
That is unusual, certainly.
Yeah, wait, was he allowed his katana? Somehow I think not.
Of course, he'd been convicted of killing 5 members of the aristocracy. But at the same time, he was a guest in our country from the Empire of Japan. The powers that be were determined that his final days shouldn't be needlessly uncomfortable.
I mean, okay.
And what was the exception you mentioned to the personal effects he was allowed?
That's the point. He wasn't permitted to have writing materials. Specifically, no pens or paper.
Really?
So, he was prevented from leaving any written record of what had happened to him.
Yes, that was the long and short of it. I have no idea where he obtained that paper. Any writing materials would have been confiscated from him upon his incarceration.
Yeah, exactly. He probably still had it. Although maybe he couldn't use it since he'd been like shot in the hand, right? So maybe it was okay.
As I said, he hid the paper behind his back, and then he pleaded with me. Or did you just hide behind your back? Please, please, turn a blind eye. This is my lifeline. But you know it's against the rules.
But you know it's against the rules. Oh my god.
Wait, what? Hold on. That's not where this is going.
You're the only person who's seen. If you just agree to keep quiet.
Alright then. What's on that paper?
A last will and testament.
This will is the only weapon I have left now.
Ooh, okay. Interesting, interesting. It's a very different tone of fanfic, but I could see it. I mean, I feel like if you can think of it, it's probably out there. What's not exactly.
How can a will be a weapon?
So I decided to pretend I'd seen nothing, and I let him keep his will. But then later, it just seemed to vanish without a trace.
What? What do you mean it vanished?
Good question.
It would seem that isn't the end of the story of this mysterious will.
Really? Alright. Alright, let's talk about it. The will's disappearance.
I was the only person who saw Sogi's will, but
somehow it disappeared. was after Sogi's execution.
Which was actually an elaborate jailbreak.
The warders gathered up Sogi's possessions that were in his cell. They were all to be sent back to his family home in Japan, you see.
To poor Kazuma-sama.
And you're saying that it wasn't anywhere to be found among his personal effects? The will, I mean. That's right. Though I didn't search through them myself. But Governor Caden was livid. He was screaming. It kind of disappeared completely.
That doesn't quite make sense though, does it?
In what way?
Well, we understood that only Mr. Vigil was aware of the will's existence.
Good point.
In which case, how did the prison governor know to look for it?
Oh, yes, you're right. I really don't know how he knew.
Hello, 100-mile runner. Hello, hello. How are you? Welcome, welcome.
It certainly seemed as though he knew of the will's existence from the outset. Only he didn't refer to it as a will. What he said was... the Asogi Papers. Yeah, maybe. Exactly. Maybe it's not really a will, though. Maybe it is like his notes on what happened to him.
Hope everyone is well. Yeah, I'm doing well. I was just talking about how it's October and the year is 3/4 over now, which is like, oh my god. But otherwise good, especially because the weather's getting better here.
The Asogi Papers. I really can't tell you anything of the subsequent events.
Uh-oh.
Because, well, what happened? How your dismissal, and the way you blocked it all from your memory. I'd forgotten all this until today. I don't suppose it's relevant to the case, though.
Of course it's relevant to the case. We wouldn't be talking about it if it wasn't relevant.
Well, anyway, thank you very much for sharing it with us, Mr. Vigil. We're very grateful. I'm afraid there's really little more I can tell you. My wife Evie will be here shortly, so I do hope I don't appear rude, but...
No, not at all. Thank you again. But what will become of you now?
Well, impersonating a police officer is a criminal offense, of course. I imagine that once I'm fully recovered, I shall be arrested. Oof. I'm so sorry. Don't be, please. This was all my own doing. I always knew that this day would come. Well, I wish you well. Goodbye, Mr. Vigil.
Alright. Ah! Oh no! I was about to say no mental breakdown, but oh no.
Before you go, there's just one thing.
Oh! Yes? What is it? Yeah, I was like, oh, we got out of here and it was chill. Nope. Totally jinxed it.
The Asogi Papers.
Yeah? You remembered something?
I'd be very grateful if you'd make no mention of the things I told you about them.
Presumably for some good reason? What do you know?
It's my understanding that their very existence is a closely guarded secret. If it became known that I'd remembered, well, it could be rather troublesome, I think.
Uh-oh, someone is gonna come after him. Alright. Yeah, the music changed. This is the first time I've heard this music, too.
I understand.
Alright, I guess we can't mention this to anyone else. Good enough.
Some sort of will that Genshin Asogi penned just before his death, which the man himself claimed was his last quote-unquote weapon. I wonder... Perhaps it's had something to do with his plan to escape?
If there's anyone who might know more about a document that Kazuma's father left behind, it would be Mr. Vigil's governor. Then we know precisely where we must go. Back to Barclay Prison.
Oh, sorry, buddy. We're gonna leave you here. Hope you're gonna be alright without us. You gonna be okay, buddy? Alright.
A new location has been added. It's the prison.
Let's see. Oh wait, no, not the prison. The prison governor's office. Right. This place. Oh, this is funny. In some ways, this place seems to rather suit Lord Van's. Oh dear, did I say that out loud? Oh my goodness. So rude, Susato. Alright. We want to go to the prison governor's office. I think. There's no other place, right? Yeah. Alright. Prison governor's office it is.
Let's go. 2nd of November. Barclay Prison. Governor's office. Let me drink some water too.
Yeah, don't mention anything about the papers. Okay. Exactly, right? Well, maybe we can ask in like a roundabout way so that he doesn't know that we know. Or maybe we already know that he knows. Well, yeah. Or we're just gonna be terrible people and ask anyway.
Ugh, back again, are ya?
That isn't. Yeah, the clock is crazy. Maybe I would say not necessarily the most appropriate clock for the head of a prison, but funny. Yes, hello.
I've heard all about your investigations. I read the report just now. You found him, eh? Vigil.
Yes, luckily.
Well, anywho, the laddie does not work here no more, so your case is not to do with Barclay. I wouldn't like you to get the wrong idea about that.
I was just filling out this survey.
Exactamundo.
Of course, yes. Mr. Vigil stopped working here 10 years ago now, so... Yes, we've seen his dismissal notice, haven't we? He was given the chop!
Aye, Kimmer. You can very well. So, how about a wee handcuff biscuit?
Oh, they really are like little handcuffs. And hard as irons, too.
So, what's brought you down here today?
Well, there's something else we'd like to ask you about, actually.
Is that so?
We believe there might have been a document that disappeared from Genshin Azogi's cell.
Yeah, okay, we're just like out with it. We're just... Alright. That's how it's gonna be.
I think it's been called the Asogi Papers or something?
Man, we really don't care about Vigil at all. Jeez. Never ending cups. It's the new fish and chips. Exactly.
Did I not say Gregson's death is not to do with things that might have happened at Barclay? Leave the past in the past, laddie. Let's not footer about with irrelevant details.
Did he just holster it back into his pocket? Yes, he did.
His expressions changed completely. We're clearly onto something here.
Ooh. He's got like he's got a infinite pocket right there. Alright, let's see. Let's talk about it. 10-year-old legacy.
That murderer's botched execution, and the whole miserable escape. You were Barclay's darkest hour, a shocking embarrassment.
Because the convict had a collaborator on the prison staff, you mean?
Aye, for shame. The coroner who confirmed the death of the man after his execution, Courtney Scythe. And my chief warder at the time, Vigil, was in charge of the whole affair.
But Mr. Vigil says he didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's that coroner, the coroner lady. She's in on it somehow.
The rascal wouldn't say otherwise, eh? More handcuffs.
Oh, how could I say no? You can never have too much iron in your diet.
Oh my god. Iris.
When Mr. Vigil was handed his dismissal notice as a result of what had happened, he was so despairing he jumped out of your office window, didn't he?
I didn't like to say, but that's just Vigil trying to get out of it. Do you know think he wouldn't have jumped from the shock of his crimes being exposed, eh? I do.
You wouldn't have say otherwise though, would ya?
Of course, I canna shun all the responsibility myself. I shouldn't have let him deceive me. The comb comes out. Actually, there's barely anyone that kens what went on at the time now. But Gregson hadn't been murdered, and Dr. Scythe forbidden from having any visitors.
No visitors?
Someone obviously doesn't want her giving anything away.
Well, we're not going home empty-handed.
And I wouldn't have dreamed of sending you packing with Dot, Kimmer. Here, take a handcuff or two.
Oh, well, it would be rude to say no. Wouldn't want to become anemic.
The biscuit never ends. Good lord. I suppose if there's anybody who might still ken about what happened back then, it'd be that lass from the forensic division. Maria Gorey. Does Iris eat metal? Good question. Yeah, he keeps eating the same half. The animation department just ran out of money, I guess.
Maria Gorey.
Aye, Scythe's daughter. She didn't have no more, just the one. But the wee bairn's following her mom's footsteps. You didn't ever see her without a scalpel in her hand. That's right, she made an appearance in like a couple cases ago. So we have seen her.
Mama, what is this?
Where did she spring from? And did she just call the doctor Mama? Nice plague mask, lady. Dr. Scythe's daughter, Maria Gorey. We could do with talking to her. Or he only eats half of a biscuit every new biscuit. Also, yes, the serial killer in the making. Agreed. Alright, let's talk about her. So, she's Dr. Scythe's daughter, but her surname is Gorey? Aye, there's some family history, I'm sure, but I didn't ken the ins and outs of it. Crumbs all over the floor. This guy doesn't look like a guy that cleans up after himself. It's like the Peanuts at Texas Roadhouse. Oh man, I do like those Peanuts. She grew up watching her mom work with the bodies of folk who died in strange circumstances, and decided to do the same with her own life. I cannot understand it myself.
Perhaps she was driven by a deep respect for her mother.
Perhaps. Anywho, she was in charge of Gregson's autopsy, I believe.
Right. And the coroner responsible for this incomplete report.
That's right, no time of death. Someone told me once that the wee lassie always loved her mom's stories about cutting up bodies. There's even a rumor that she used to listen to the funeral march as a lullaby.
Well, then perhaps her mother might have told her about the autopsy from the case 10 years ago.
Aye, I'd say there's a fighting chance at least. After all, that was a life-changing case for all of us.
We really need to speak to Miss Gorey herself about this, I think. Well, thank you very much.
I'm no happy about any part of this. It took years for Londoners to finally forget the whole professor business. Can you no give up on this laddie? Stop asking pointless questions.
I'm sorry. I don't like dredging up these painful memories for everyone.
Can you no just stay away now? Leave me alone and didn't come back here, eh? Well, okay. Evidently not. We still gotta ask you about the Asogi papers. How do you know to kin about that, laddie? There's no many folk, even here in the prison, who've heard of those papers. Well, I can't tell him. Mr. Vigil told me. Okay, so we can ask about them, but we just can't reveal our sources. But like, what other source would there be, right?
I'm afraid our sources must remain confidential, sir. Hello, hello, Claudetto. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. We've been led to believe the papers are actually a last will and testament. Is that right? The professor's, or rather, Genshin Asogi's.
No details. Yeah, we came here directly after. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
Aye, that's right. You well informed, Jimmy.
Oh, is that the end of the silent treatment? But then, after the convict's execution, it mysteriously vanished from his cell, didn't it? You have an 8D. Oh, that's a lot of working. But hopefully you get some time off, right? Yeah. I'm good. I'm happy that like the weather is changing. I went for a walk earlier. Everything is good. Yeah. I got plenty of sleep, so all good things. But then, after the convict's execution, it mysteriously vanished from his cell, didn't it?
Havers no. You're off at half-cocked there.
I think you didn't quite get your facts straight.
It was there in the cell. Exactly where it should have been.
Oh. Not what we heard elsewhere. Oh, does he have it?
Let me just have a wee walk around in here. I'm sure I can find it.
Does he have it?
Aye, here you are. See?
Wait, it's right there?
The last will and testament of Genshin Asogi, written with a calligraphy brush.
Yeah, thank you for your hard work.
Yeah. Of course, I cannot read a word of those Japanese squiggles. But I mind, it says he leaves all his worldly possessions to his son back in his homeland.
Yes, that's correct. That's the gist of it. So these are the Asogi papers?
Aye, of course they are. Papers written by Asogi. No doubt about it. There's no mystery here, laddie. That's your lot. After all the stramish of that slaster of an execution, we sent the man's possessions back to his clan in Japan, and that was the end of it.
I think we ought to make a record of this, Mr. Naruhodo, just in case.
Alright.
The Asogi papers have been entered into the court record. The last will and testament of Genshin Asogi that Mr. Vigil claims disappeared after the convict's execution. Apparently, Mr. Asogi described it as the only weapon I have left.
One thing before you go on your way, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, yes?
Those papers are naught to do with Gregson's death. I'd prefer it if you didn't make no mention of them outside this office. Or rather, I wouldn't just prefer it. Consider it an order from the highest level of our government. I understand.
Alright. Okay. I guess that's it. So let's go back. There's no more items here. Usually it returns us back to the thing, but I want to look at the court record because we haven't looked at the new things that we've gotten yet. So let's take a look. This is new. These two things are new. I guess there's nothing interesting here, so here's me looking serious. I'm sweating. But this is interesting. Yeah, why is it? Yeah, exactly. Why are they so concerned about it if it's just at will? Okay, here's the details. I, Genshin Asogi, hereby request that upon my death, any and all material possessions and wealth belonging to me in London be delivered to my son, Kazuma Asogi, in the Empire of Japan. It is with deep sadness that I accept my fate in this foreign land and the knowledge that I will never see my homeland or family again. It's me, Naruhodo. Yeah, bye.
But I regret nothing about my chosen path.
That's it. Alright. So maybe, though, maybe those aren't the actual papers. Maybe there's more, and we just don't know about it. Maybe? I don't know. If that's the only weapon he has left, that's weird. Wait, let me look at it one more time. One more time. Just check it one more time.
One more time.
Okay, there's no like times or dates or anything else on here. Alright. Fair enough. And there's nothing like there's no physical object to look at as well, so that's kind of a bummer. Alright. You saw a reel that said Mario was saying super in Japanese, mistaken for it's me. Really? I don't know. That's a good question. Hi Cydrix Gaming, welcome back. No! Wi-Fi issues are the worst. Because then like, no internet makes me so sad. Alright, so where can we go? We could try going back to talk to Kazuma. Because like earlier we went there and we couldn't talk to him. So maybe we can talk to him now? Prosecutor's office? We have permission now. Let's pay Kazuma-sama a visit. Okay, let's go. Okay. Alright. 2nd of November. Prosecutor's office. Kazuma. He is looking good. And he's got the double sword action now with like the European sword and like the katana. I thought it wouldn't be long before you paid me a visit, Yunosuke. Hair looking great as usual, indeed. The only thing that's missing are the feelers of justice. I was right about what I said, wasn't I? Sorry? That you have all the makings of a great defense lawyer. Such dramatic music, my god. Well, I always believed that you'd fulfill your dream of it advocating in the British courts. I just never imagined for 1 second that it would be as a prosecutor. So, who got killed? Okay. Oh man. So, the guy that got killed was like a police inspector. And then the guy standing over his body was like the head prosecutor for like the British courts. And then that guy was suspected of being like a serial killer who was like killing all the people that he didn't manage to convict. But it turns out that it was actually the guy that got murdered who was like the head of a ring of people that were doing the killing of like criminals that got off. So, but then, so then the guy that was the prosecutor was on trial for the police inspector's murder, but then it was proven that he wasn't actually the murderer. So now we're trying to figure out like more information, and it's all related to the case of this guy's dad from 10 years ago. He was convicted of being like a serial killer, but now it seems that maybe he wasn't a serial killer. There's so much going on. We're getting to the end of like many cases, and like we keep getting more information every time. So it's sort of built up over like, yeah, there's just so many. That's a good question. Oh, maybe because the trial isn't over yet? But I don't think it was like proven. Wait, or was it? No, it was, right? Because we said that Gregson was killed the day before and not when Van Zieks was like standing over his body. Or, you know, maybe we didn't prove it, but we proved that it's not for certain. I think that's what it is. We proved it's not guaranteed, and we think that Gregson got killed the day before. Maybe we don't know for sure yet. That's a good question, though. I'm not sure why he is in jail. Maybe we did prove that Gregson was killed the day before. I can't remember now. But yeah, right now we're trying to get more information about this guy's dad. And this guy's like our best friend. And we thought he was dead. But it turns out like he came back from the dead. There's so many plot twists. It's crazy. But yeah. Alright, let's see. Okay.
Seeing you stand in a foreign courtroom, so gallantly realizing your dream, Kazuma-sama. I'm truly happy for you.
And I'm truly thankful to you, Judicial Assistant Mikotoba. Oh, she does have like a thing for him, I think. But wait, we're gonna marry her. Don't get all starry-eyed over Kazuma-sama, okay? Yunosuke, I always thought it would be fun for you and I to shake up the British legal system a little together. This isn't quite how I envisaged it, but I suppose it's just another twist of fate.
I've learned a lot of things during my time in London. About how Susato-san's father was himself a visiting student here once, along with Judge Jigoku. And about what happened with your father.
Yeah, Susato. She's always a little starry-eyed. She even gets starry-eyed about Sholmes though, so you know. Okay, Aries, thank you so much for hanging out. Good luck with breakfast. It's important, so yeah. Go get some food.
See you later.
Then you'll have no difficulty understanding why I had no choice, why I had to find a way to get to Britain as a visiting student myself.
I want to hear it from you, Kazuma.
As you wish. Yunosuke, naruhodo. Alright. Oh, alright, let's talk to him. Let's talk about your disappearance. Why did you fake your own death?
It's getting on for a year now, since what happened on the SS Burya. We were headed across the oceans from Japan to Great Britain, when a bizarre series of coincidences led to those tragic events. I thought I'd lost my best friend forever.
The feelers of justice. I must have been unconscious for a long time. Yeah, that is not a direct quote. I think it took like a couple months for sure. When I awoke, I was lying on a bed. It was a narrow little room. There was a posy of flowers by the pillow. It took me a little while to realize that I was in the cabin of a ship. I slipped out of the room and headed up onto the deck.
Were you already suffering from amnesia at that point?
Oh yeah, there was also a whole thing where like he had amnesia and couldn't remember who he was. Yes, I didn't know what had happened or where I was. There was just this voice in my head. You have something you have to do. Something no one else can know about. Go to Great Britain. Your task awaits you there. That's like the voice. Yeah. Right? It is spooky month. It was a calling I couldn't ignore. It compelled me relentlessly. Alright. Out on deck, I saw that I was on a huge steamship and we were docked in a large port.
It must have been Hong Kong.
Yes, it must have been. Oh, yes, it must have been. Presumably just before they were due to carry your quote-unquote body off the ship. I had no idea of the situation, but I did have the feeling that this was in some way my last chance. So I concealed myself among the disembarking passengers and went ashore. Then I disappeared into the crowded streets of that foreign port city, so I could plan my onward journey to Great Britain. Wait, you were already on a boat that was going to Great Britain. Why did you get off to plan your journey to Great Britain? Just wondering. Although maybe he didn't know about it. Alright, let's talk about it. Your journey to Britain. He walked instead. It might have, because like it took him probably... They were there for a year, and he only showed up like a month or two ago, so... He could have walked in all that time, maybe. Just under a year ago, with all my past memories lost to me, I was left behind in Hong Kong. Everything was foreign to me. The sights, the sounds, the smells. My head reeled. I was truly at a loss. I realize now that I'd escaped as a dead man, with nothing but the clothes on my back. This is a Tom Cruise movie. It actually could be a good movie. I think it's like a good... Okay, new idea. there's like gonna be like a fan-generated content. This is gonna be, someone needs to make like a spin-off of like Kazuma's adventures from Hong Kong to to London. With action. It has to be a lot of action. I realize now that I'd escaped as a dead man, with nothing but the clothes on my back. No money, of course.
Oh, how terrifying for you.
Luckily though, I had 2 feathers in my cap. One being your knowledge— oh, man, I keep messing up the, who's talking? One being your knowledge of English, I suppose. Oh, Michael Bay's the movie director? Yes. Michael Bay, famous for changing the— he changes like the camera every like 3 seconds or something. Although he did do a pretty good job with like action, I have to say. Kazuma's Bizarre Adventures, Hong Kong Turnabout. Let's do it. That's right. And on the back of that, I was able to pick up some work as a deckhand on a cargo ship. Eventually, after calling at countless ports, I finally arrived at Dover. That must have been some 3 months ago now.
Your formidable tenacity of purpose showing itself again.
I mean, the man had lost his memory and had literally nothing to his name. But he still managed to make his way to London on the opposite side of the world. Of course, I had no idea why I'd moved heaven and earth to get here at that point. So, how did you end up becoming Lord Van Zeek's apprentice then? Good question. That can only be called an extraordinary stroke of luck, really. You see, I was stopped at the border because I had no papers. They took me straight to Scotland Yard. And by sheer coincidence, Lord Strongheart was there to attend a meeting. That's when the second feather in my cap came into play.
Would that have been your knowledge of the law?
What year is this? I think it's like late 1800s. I think it's supposed to be like late 1800s. I don't know exactly what year though, but it seems like in that range. Yes, exactly. It could be like, I think it's right around turn of the century though. They don't ever say exactly what year, so, but it's implied that it's like around then. Lord Strongheart was curious about an Easterner with intimate knowledge of British law. He took me back with him to the Supreme Court and assigned me to the prosecutor's office. And then, 9 days ago— oh, I did it again. And then, 9 days ago, you finally got your memory back after the trial involving Drebber. I still don't understand why he was wearing this mask, but okay. Yes, I did. Alright, let's talk about your father. Trans-Siberian Rail was finished in 1894, so Hong Kong to London would have gone up a cross bridge. I would have expected— I am curious.
Ever since I first met you at Yume, you talked about your dream.
The feelers of justice have returned! Mark my words, Yunosuke. I'll be chosen as a visiting student and make my way to Great Britain someday.
Did you know the entire time?
Is Judy Face? Yeah. Ooh, there's a ambulance outside. It's not too loud, but I hear it going by.
Did you know the entire time about what happened to your father here?
I think he knew. 16 years ago. His father had the feelers of justice too. When my father left on that exciting trip to Great Britain, I was just a boy. We took a photograph together the day before his departure. It's my last memory of him. But what I remember most about my father is his unswerving sense of justice. 6 years after he left, a gentleman called at our family home. He told me that Genshin, my father, had been taken ill in England and passed away. It was Professor Mikotoba, Your father, Susato-san.
Oh my.
Ever since then, the professor was very good to me. He even helped fund my university education at Yume. I'll be forever in his debt. But nevertheless, I just couldn't bring myself to believe what he told me.
Oh.
Then one day, a letter arrived at our house from Britain. There was no indication of the sender, so I opened it, assuming it was from an old acquaintance of my father. But, what I read in that letter changed my entire life.
What did it say?
It said that my father had been a mass murderer, and the writer cursed the Asogi name.
Oh no.
As a result of that letter, I found out what had been hidden from me all those years.
Alright, letter from Britain. Let's talk about it.
Presumably, the letter was sent from a relative of one of the victims. If whoever it was had been a member of the judiciary, he could have been present at the closed trial.
Wait, did the letter come from Van Zeeks?
I feel like maybe.
He seems like he would have done something like that.
The letter revealed that my father had been sentenced to death, executed for being a killer.
I'm so sorry you had to find out that way.
I imagine the British government did its very best to silence whoever sent that letter. But someone who knew the truth and couldn't bear the resentment was always going to be a problem.
Kazuma received hate mail and developed a vendetta. Yes.
Yeah, reasonable.
But still, it could have been written by anyone. Why would you believe such a thing?
There was a newspaper cutting included with the letter. It was the first I'd ever heard of the professor and his terrible killing spree.
Oh, what did my father have to say about the letter?
I couldn't bring myself to show it to him.
What? Why not?
Because he deliberately concealed the truth from me by telling me my father was taken by a fatal illness. That couldn't have been easy for him, and he'd done it out of consideration for my feelings. So instead,
Spree. I haven't had sprees in a really long time.
So instead, I showed the letter to Judge Jigoku.
To the other visiting student.
He faltered for the briefest of moments, but then he just laughed the letter off. But in that moment, I saw it on his face. He was undeniably shocked, shaken momentarily before recovering his poise. A year later, my bereaved mother succumbed to the strain of grief, and she too passed away. That's when I made up my mind that one day, without fail, I would cross the seas to Britain and seek the truth for myself.
Yeah, definitely Halloween candy. Yeah, you get it in those, like, you get like the mixed candy bags to like give away, and they'll have like a bunch of those sprees in it. His mother too, yeah. So maybe he's becoming Batman now. Wait, what a Chunin meal routine would be like. I don't know if I could even do it. I don't know if I could do it. It's just not my nature. I kind of like sprees though, I'm gonna be honest. By the way, I got a delivery from my visiting friend. She brought a delivery of candy corn and mellow cream pumpkins to me, and I was very excited. Oh, thank you so much for the redeem 100-mile runner. Alright, hold on. I must prepare myself. Okay. Ara. I hope that was okay. Thank you so much for the redeem. Wait, you can stack them? Oh crap, I haven't tried. Yeah, thank you, 100-mile runner.
Turn them back into a cub. Wait, what? I have to try that. I would cross the seas to Britain and seek the truth for myself. The truth about my father, Genshin Asogi. And I wouldn't let anyone stand in my way. Katana's come out. Watch out.
Oh, Kazuma-sama.
We make corn. What? Who? The Reaper's trial. Let's talk about it. What we learned today in court turned things completely on their head. It was an impressive piece of lawyering. Yunosuke Naruhodo.
Oh, he complimented me.
Lord Van Zieks isn't the Reaper, you know.
I almost don't want to believe it myself, but it turns out that Inspector Gregson himself, the victim, was...
It's clear that the inspector was behind the Reaper's activity all along.
What? You mean you knew?
The real question is, who's been giving orders to the inspector? Wait, there's more? Wait, is it Lord Strongheart? Oh no, the corruption runs deep. Good question. Yes. Wait, what? Barack Van Zieks is the real Reaper. Wait, so wait, what? No, really? So, Van Zieks was telling Gregson to tell someone else to kill the people that yeah, Gregson's dead. But like, so Van Zieks was this guy, so Kazuma says that Van Zieks is actually the guy who was in charge and was telling Gregson to tell the assassins who to kill. What? Oh, this is getting so complicated. And I know that 10 years ago, it was him who decided that my father must be a mass murderer and sent him to his grave.
No, he was merely seeing that justice was done as the law dictates. He's not to blame.
Ooh, Susato talked back to Kazuma. Ultimately, it's people who condemn people. The law is just a tool that they use to do it. Oh my god. And when a man condemns another, he must take responsibility for his actions. Of course he must. But I know for certain that my father would never have taken another man's life.
Kazuma.
On the contrary, my father's life was taken by the Reaper. Did we ever find out like who actually got killed? I don't know. Okay. You would take their wife? What? Alright, so is there anywhere else we can go now? Wait, are you sure if we've asked everything we need to? Okay, so evidently not. Okay. We've already done all this. Do we need to like present something? Okay, hold on. Let me look at where our choices for where to go are. We've already been to all these places. His dad was a lady killer. No! So do we need to like present something to him? Alright. The one person we know we need to talk to still is we want to talk to the daughter of Courtney Scythe, Maria Gori. So we need to ask him something else, but there's nothing to ask him, so maybe we need to present him something. So let's look at what we have here. No, 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 I think. No, no. Maybe this, because this is from her, right? I don't see how this is really related. Let's look at the other stuff. Crime scene, probably not. This is the only thing related to her. So we can try presenting this to her or to him. I don't know. Let's see. This came up in the trial, didn't it? As something a little dubious, I mean. The fact that no time of death was recorded on Inspector Gregson's autopsy report. Alright, it seems like this was the right thing, because otherwise we would have been just like rejected straight up, so. Yes, there were some unexpected turns in the courtroom earlier. The suggestion you came up with certainly took everyone by surprise. That little frog is so cute. The idea that the victim died the previous day at some other location is quite something. Well, considering when the pocket watch had stopped, and the scorch marks on the candle, it's certainly a distinct possibility. The evidence and the scene both point to it. To be honest, it bothered me too. So I paid a visit to the autopsy room earlier. Wait, you did? The coroner responsible wasn't there, but I got a name. It's Dr. Gori.
If it wouldn't trouble you, Kazuma-sama, we'd very much like to speak with the coroner too.
Alright, this is good. This is going the way I want. Okay. Of course. The last thing I want is for anything to be brushed under the carpet. Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory is behind Lowgate Cemetery.
By Barclay Prison, you mean?
Ah, you know it, do you? The prison where my father was incarcerated and robbed of his life.
Kazuma-sama.
Well, thank you. We'll pay a visit to the laboratory later today. Okay, okay. Oh, Yunosuke. I want to thank you.
What for?
Ooh, for this. Oh yeah, we kept a sword for him. We were so kind. Oh, it's new music too. You safeguarded the soul of the Asogi clan. Well, it is a famous sword that's been in your family for generations. My only slight regret is that I never got the chance to draw it before I returned it to you. Wait, really? You don't want to have to draw your sword, buddy. Karuma is said to have been forged by a master swordsmith during the Sengoku Warring States period. I come from a long lineage of warriors, many of whom were expert swordsmen.
Oh, well then, you're a chip off the old block, I'd say.
This blade, Karuma, is the symbol of the Asogi clan's honor and might. Apparently, one of my father's apprentices even took the blade's name for a surname.
Really?
Karuma.
It does sound formidable, that's for sure.
16 years ago, when my father was a visiting student here in London, he had this sword forever at his side. Which is why it means so much to me that I have it by my side again now, too. Wait, what? No! Surprise, Eric. And that is all thanks to you. Oh, look, he's smiling now! This is the first time I've seen this guy smile in a long time.
It was an honor. Alright, let's see. What's going on here now?
Now, I have preparations to make for tomorrow. Perhaps I said a little too much. Wait, did you? No, come on. We're pals, right? You're my best friend.
Kazuma, you've changed.
No, Yunosuke. I haven't changed at all. It's you who's changed. Ooh. More dramatic music. Aww. Even his smile is elegant, right? He's so classy.
I can completely understand your resentment of Lord Van Zieks given what happened. But the fact is, those events in this case are, well...
Unrelated? Is that what you want to say? How can you be so sure?
What do you mean?
Never mind. That man is the Reaper, and it's for that reason that the inspector was killed. I'm gonna prove as much in court tomorrow. By whatever means necessary. Wait, don't use the sword. No!
I can't let you do that, Kazuma.
Excuse me, hold on. 1 second. Okay. I know you'll do what you have to as a lawyer. But I'm sure I don't need to tell you that I won't be taking any prisoners in the courtroom. I know, right? I'm scared. They let him bring 2 swords into the courtroom. Of course, they even let people bring guns into the courtroom, so... I mean, what's a sword, I guess, or 2?
I would expect nothing less.
Until tomorrow, then, in the Old Bailey. Alright, I guess that's that, so... Now we want to go to... somewhere else. Where can we go to? Ah! New location has been added! Battle in court, literally. Exactly.
Forensic lab. Forensics lab. A forensic science laboratory in the basement of St. Center's Hospital. Dr. Gory has taken Dr. Sai's place as chief scalpel wielder.
Alright, let's go!
2nd of November. Forensics laboratory. This place really is creepy, isn't it? Well, being a dead room, it's probably full of the spirits of the dissected.
Oh well, look, she's got all her like stuffed animals and stuff here. My goodness.
But actually, there's a rather pleasing scent of roses in the air. Well, being a dead room, the coroner probably needs a bold scent like that to mask the odor of death.
Iris?
Do you think we could change the subject?
Oh no!
Scary sounds. What was that?
Oh no! Oh no! That sounds foreboding.
There she is. Dr. Gory?
Oh no! Oh no! Let's not with this lady. My god.
What? That noise before? I was sharpening my tools. I'd be dead meat if I didn't keep a perfectly clean edge on them. Right. When following the collagen fibers in the dermis, an expertly sharpened scalpel cuts like cheese. Would you like a demonstration? Oh, yes please. I'd love to see.
Yeah, she's sharpening. Yeah, for sure.
Then I think you'll do nicely. Huh? No! No, I wouldn't do nicely at all. I mean, maybe some other time? No, not some— oh my god.
No, not some other time.
Is that a tut? Well, we came here to ask questions, so...
Can we talk to her? Time of death. Alright.
We have actually met before. I'm a lawyer, if you remember. You're not dead yet. What? So Mama said I wasn't to cut you open. She's so strict about things like that. Well, good? Dr. Scythe has some scruples at least. Oh dear. It looks like she's not interested in talking to us. For the time being, anyway.
For the time being? You mean until we die? I hope that's a way off.
Hmm? Sorry, but I wasn't planning on dying anytime soon. Surely there's some less drastic way of making her listen.
Do we need to, like, present something to her? Let's show her the... Let's also show her the autopsy report and see what she says. Yo, this is your thing. How come there's no, time of death on here, lady? Her voice sounds different from last time. I know. I gave her more like a kid's voice, right? Should I give her a kid's voice? I was trying to give her like a creepy lady voice this time. Do you prefer the creepy, she's like a murderer lady? But I could also make her like more of like a younger kid. I was trying to make her a little creepy though.
Like dangerous. Dangerous. Dangerous.
No younger kid? Alright. Yeah, we already have Iris, right? So I feel a little cringe whenever I do Iris's voice.
Alright. Dr. Gory, we actually came here to ask you about this. He was very good.
Good?
Sorry? His skin didn't snag my blade once, and very little mess. His joints dislocated easily, and his muscle tissue was a pleasure to work with.
We can skip those details.
But there is one thing about the report that's caught my attention. You don't seem to have recorded a time of death. No comment.
There's the mask. Ooh, she is kind of a femme fatale looking.
That's not my fault. Oh,
That made me jump.
then please, tell us what happened.
Alright, now let's talk about it again. For reals.
So,
Ooh la la.
why doesn't this autopsy report include the victim's time of death then? If it's really the most crucial detail.
Oh, the mask went on. Okay.
I was told not to write it. What? By whom? Male Strongheart, the Chief Lord Justice. He came here. Lord Strongheart came.
Yeah, see?
This is my suspicion. I think he's in charge of it all. It's the tree's rotten from the top down.
Or from the roots up? Whatever. He's like the head guy of all the justice systems, so I think he's the real guy in charge.
He said that from the witness statements about the gunshot and the other evidence, it was obvious. The man clearly died at 5 p.m. on the 1st of November when the gunshot was heard. But that's not the time of death you wrote on the report. You didn't write anything. Was there some reason you didn't include it? Dr. Gory, if you're hiding something under Lord Strongheart's instructions, then sooner or later, you're going to go the same way as your mother.
Ooh, you brought up her mom. Ooh, snap.
Give it here then. What's she scribbling so furiously? There. You've written... What? What's she written? Tell us!
Indeterminate.
But...
Ooh. No. Your mom. Exactly. Reminds. Yeah, she does kind of have like Wednesday Addams vibes, right?
Ooh, according to the coroner, Dr. Gory, an accurate estimation of the time of death is not possible.
Oh my. Exactly. Ooh, indeterminate. Alright, let's talk about it.
What do you mean by that? Why was the time of death indeterminate? When the specimen was brought in, it was still fresh. So the time of death could easily have coincided with when the gunshot was heard. But there was one small discrepancy. What discrepancy? There was some fried fish in the pocket of the specimen's overcoat.
Of course there was.
And that fish had started to rot.
What?
If the victim liked fried fish, he presumably liked to eat it before it went off.
Well, yes.
What are you really trying to say? It's possible that someone tried to manipulate the apparent time of death.
I know! Why is she hiding behind this creepy mask?
Manipulate the... Is that even possible to do?
Did they put him in a fridge? Exactly, right? I guess there was no fridge really back then, but...
Theoretically, if you were to chill the body in ice, you could delay the onset of putrefaction. And if the overcoat wasn't on the body at the time, then only the fish would have started to rot. With today's science, it's not yet possible to determine if the body was chilled or not. But today's science is advanced enough to let you freeze a corpse, it seems. But surely, to chill a corpse like that would require an enormous electrical refrigerator.
Okay, I guess there was refrigeration back then.
And I don't imagine many households in London are equipped with such a device. No, it's definitely not. But maybe in a factory? Or some other special places. I don't recall seeing any factories or such like on Fresno Street, though. I wonder if the inspector's body had been chilled somehow. What might the actual time of death have been?
I couldn't say for sure.
But at the most, it might have been a day earlier.
No.
In other words, it would corroborate your previous deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. That Inspector Gregson was killed a day before his body was discovered, at a different location.
Did you inform Lord Strongheart of this possibility?
He simply said there were no electrical refrigerators of that size in the vicinity.
Alright.
Oh, yes, one other thing. It's something the governor of Barclay Prison told us. He said that your mother, Dr. Scythe,
Oh yeah, we're bringing up her mom again.
was responsible for confirming the death of the professor after his execution. The professor. Apparently, you always enjoyed listening to your mother's stories about her work, so we were wondering if you might know something about what happened 10 years ago? That's not all Mama did.
Sorry?
My mama carried out the autopsy of Clint Van Zeeks as well.
What? Really?
The brother of Lord Van Zeeks, the professor's final victim. The idea of carrying out an autopsy on a member of the aristocracy was completely unthinkable back then. But the detective in charge of the investigation insisted, and it was miraculously authorized. The detective being Inspector Gregson, of course.
Quite an accomplishment for one man.
I know, right? That autopsy provided the vital clue needed to arrest the killer. And Mama was there for that historic event. Now, what does all this mean? Good question. You know, that amazing autopsy happened right here, in this very room. The professor and Clint Van Zeeks. They both spent their final moments before their burial on that dissection table there. So this lab, Mama's lab, was instrumental in some of the country's most important events. She really is proud of her mother. I wonder if you'd tell us more about exactly what happened back then, Dr. Corey.
Can we talk to her more?
Yes?
We can. Alright.
Confirmation of death. The professor's execution was Mama's first big case. She had to be in attendance at Barclay Prison's execution chamber and sign their certificate to confirm the convict's death. Mama is the best coroner in the world, you know. I was so proud of her. But the execution didn't actually take place. No. And worse still, Mama actually helped with the jailbreak.
Mask on.
I didn't want to know. Oh dear. You found out recently, you mean?
I believed in her.
In Mama. But now I wonder if I'm starting down the same path as her. I'm so bad. I just can't help it. You mean because you omitted the time of death on this autopsy report? That's because Lord Strongheart forbade you from including it. Yeah, maybe he's the source of it all. Just like Mama. I'm sure she was coerced by somebody too. Yes, that's my feeling as well. There's no doubt that there were powerful forces at play 10 years ago. The execution couldn't have been staged without a lot of people at the prison knowing about it.
Obviously. The prison governor must have been in on it as well.
The big man with the little handcuffs? According to what he told us, he was tricked by the chief warder. He says he knew nothing about it.
Of course he said that. I'd say the same thing. Just who was behind that jailbreak all those years ago? Good question. Alright, let's talk about Clint's autopsy. First I'll have a little water though, hold on. Whew. Alright. You mentioned the autopsy of Clint Van Zieks. It was at a time when carrying out autopsies of murder victims was very unusual.
It's still not a practice that's observed in our country, even now.
It turned out that he was the professor's final victim. And when the autopsy was performed, Mama was present, although only as the secondary assistant. The person leading the procedure was called Dr. John H. Wilson. Oh my god, wait, what? What? What?
That's right, my daddy.
And there was one other person present, the primary assistant. He was a visiting student from the Far East. Wait, a visiting student?
It must have been my father, Eugene Mikotoba.
I had no idea Professor Mikotoba had been involved in something so important. Dude, everyone's involved now, my god.
But the outcome of that historic autopsy
was the discovery of a vital piece of evidence that led to the capture of the professor. So that's how they came to identify Genshin Usogi as the infamous mass murderer. Do you happen to know anything about that piece of evidence? Can you tell us more? Can't you? Ooh, mask on. Would you like to see the records for yourself? What? Would that be alright? Well, what's the point of keeping records if people can't look at them? They're filed under V at the back of those cupboards, with the other records from the last decade. Thank you! Ooh, alright. Let's see. Van Zieks. That's strange.
What, Mr. Naruhodo?
They aren't here. There's nothing under Van Zieks. There must be. Perhaps somebody took them away? No one's allowed to take documents related to the professor case out of this room. But you're right, they're gone. Well, when was the last time somebody looked at them? Do you remember? It was... Oh yes, I remember now. It was 2 years ago. A consulting detective came one day, saying that he'd like to see the records. No, you don't mean... Herlock Sholmes was his name. Deep down, I knew that was coming. Do you think he stole the records?
Oh no, surely not. Iris, that can't be right, can it?
Iris doesn't have anything to say? That's shocking. Iris? Yeah, she can remember stuff from 2 years ago. Yeah, same. For real.
Runo. I hope you don't mind, but...
What is it, Iris?
I just remembered something very important I have to do. I'm gonna have to leave you now. Oh, this is very sudden, Iris. Well, we'll come with you then. Oh no, there's no need. You and Runo can take your time here. Bye for now then. Good luck!
Whoa, she just took off. I wonder what happened. Wait a minute, little girl.
Huh? Me?
I remember now. You've been here before, haven't you? Have you, Iris? Yes, 2 years ago, when that detective came. You were with him, weren't you? You were a living specimen then, too. That's the way it usually works, yes.
Was I? I really don't remember. Anyway, sorry, but I must dash.
Wait, Iris!
I'll brew up a pot for you when you get home.
Alright, she's just gone. What's the matter with her? Yeah, so... Yeah, exactly. As soon as she heard that, she just left, so... Something sus. She's behaving really strangely all of a sudden. Well, in that case, we won't keep you any longer either. It's been quite a while since I've had any visitors. This was really fun. The next time you come, I'd prefer it if you were ready for dissection. I can't make any promises, sorry. It's a bit strange that the records of Clint Van Zeek's autopsy have disappeared. But I think we've asked all we came to ask now. Alright, I think that's it, so okay. Seems confirmation that we are done here. Where else we got? We could go back to Sholmes' suite. We've already gone every place, right? Oh, you know, we haven't been here yet. I think every other place we've been to, right? We've been here, we've been here, been here, been... This is just our home base. We want to go here still. Been here, been here. Yeah, yeah. And this is like the clue that we should go to this place. Do you know, I don't believe we've visited this place for some time. So let's go. The scene of the crime. The scene of the crime. This section might be the last part that I can do tonight. And we might have to, I think we still have a little while before we're at the end of this section, but we might have to wrap it up after going to this part because it's like getting a little late for me and I want to get ready for bed soon. But let's do this whole section. So we'll get this part done, and then I think there's still more because we still have to go back to and talk to Sholmes after this as well. But I feel like it's gonna take a while. So let's just wrap up this one part and then finish for today. But let's see what we got over here. The police are still here? What? Okay, let's see. 2nd of November, the room on Fresno Street. Alright. The police are still busily investigating in here then. But Gina's nowhere to be seen. Where is she? Yes, it has been blissfully quiet, hasn't it? Perhaps she's out investigating on her own, practicing what her boss taught her? Well, I expect she'll be back before too long. Shall we wait? Actually... Wait, this wasn't here last time. Yeah, exactly. There's something different about this room since the last time we were here, isn't there? Yeah, it's the... I know what it is. It's this trunk on the floor. The suitcase! We could always use the time to investigate more thoroughly. Or is it like a lockbox? Alright. Investigate. What is this thing? I see it. This little trunk wasn't here before, was it? Oh, it appears to be made of metal. It must be very heavy. I wonder to whom it belongs. There are some initials on the outside. Look. T.G. Well, let's ask one of the policemen if they know how it came to be here. Oi! What do you think you're doing? Oh, is this Gina? Oh, it is, okay. That's my trunk, it is. Hands off. Gina! Where were you hiding? I don't know. You leave something unattended for a few seconds, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry's got his greedy eyes on it. Just a wild guess, Gina, but...
What? Spit it out, Odo.
Is it fair to say that you've only owned that trunk since this morning's trial?
What were you trying to say? Come on, this trunk goes with me everywhere. Always has. Where have you been the last year?
Trying not to incur your wrath, mainly. Yeah, she's a powder keg, this girl. Well, alright, I guess we gotta talk to her then. Let's talk about your boss.
You should hear him talking at the yard now. They should be ashamed of themselves.
It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be more. She's supposed to be cocky. I'm kind of failing at it today, though.
They're saying it was the boss who killed all them bludgers.
I'm kind of struggling today with hers. You can never read British. Oh, like when they write it with all the little accents and stuff. Ah, you mean the whole Reaper thing?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can make her Australian, maybe.
Apparently, the boss was investigating stuff that no one else at the yard knew nothing about. Stuff to do with all them criminals what got off scot-free.
Yes, the ones prosecuted by Lord Van Zeeks, who used bribery and corruption to evade conviction.
Well, then obviously, it was that bloomin' Reaper.
Oh, she is sounding Australian now. God damn it. Oh, excuse me.
Giving the orders, wasn't it?
But why would people be suspecting Inspector Gregson of being involved in the killings?
There was a notebook in his office.
Oh no, this doesn't sound good.
It had details about all the crimes that have been pegged as a Reaper's work.
What?
No! Did you see it, Gina? Did you see the notebook? They wouldn't flaming let me, because I'm just an apprentice, apparently. But it was me who found it, and he was my boss. That's right. I was pretty miffed about it, so I sneaked a peek at what it said anyway. Oh, that's our Gina.
Alright, the secret notebook. Let's talk about it. So, you managed to see what was written in Gregson's secret notebook anyway, did you?
Why, I see it. It's my right to read what he wrote.
And what had he written, Gina?
Dates, times, places, names, an whole long list of them. All details about the bludgers supposed to have been done in by the Reaper.
But there could be an explanation for that. Perhaps it was a record of the Inspector's investigations into the Reaper's activities.
Exactly. That's what I said. That's the first thing you'd think, right? As it happens, it was full of names I recognized anyway.
Well, the Reaper's targets were almost exclusively known leaders of London's criminal underworld.
Yeah, well, yeah, but there's one name right at the end. It was a bit odd.
At the end of the list, you mean?
I'm pretty sure the date against it was 31st of October.
The day before the Inspector was found dead. So, what was the odd name?
It wasn't like a name I ever seen before. It was something like... Nah, it's no good. I can't remember it. Don't think it was an English name put that way. Oh dear, what a pity. It's something else too. I don't know if it matters, but the same name kept coming up over and over. Shin, it was. Don't suppose it means anything, but... Dun dun dun! The assassin! Dun dun dun!
Did you say Shen?
Eh? What? It does mean something?
Lord Van Zeeks knew the name too. He mentioned her as well. The woman who actually did the deeds. And now we find out her name appeared in Gregson's secret notebook? Alright, let's talk about your investigations. We haven't seen you for a little while, have we, Gina?
Well, of course not. I've been busy, ain't I? Investigating and that. The lads at the yard trying to trace the boss's movements the day before it happened.
The day before? That would be the undercover investigation into the Red-Headed League, then.
Only the boss didn't go, did he? You found some cove what was pretending to be him, didn't you, Odo?
Yes, it was Mr. Vigil who actually went to the park on Lime Street that day, posing as Gregson.
Well, anyway, you ain't the only one turning stuff up. I got my own ways of getting results.
What does she got? Oh my god, her dog! The cutie! Oh my god, I forgot about that dog.
When me and me partner get together, there's nothing we can't track down.
I love that dog, so cute.
Oh, little Toby! He's such a faithful friend.
So, have you tracked anything down then? Yeah, she's so cute.
What you think, eh? Of course we have. Can't tell you though. Police business, innit? Anyway, the point is, if you lot ever need any help...
The tail is so fast.
You know who to turn to, right? Me and the Hellhound here.
The Hellhound's what? Right, because he looks oh so hellish, honest. Alright, let's talk about the Hellhound, shall we? Gina, about your Hellhound there.
Pick him back up. Yeah! Chief Inspector Toby, you mean? He's the pride of the force, he is. Japanese police dog means something quite different. Not altogether nice to those involved in crime. But here in Britain, it's a wonderful compliment, it seems. For a canine, at least.
It should be. After all, in the great exhibition case the other day, it was Toby here who managed to locate Drebber's workshop. Yeah, that's right. He was instrumental.
Maybe it's time for another demonstration of what this super dog can do, eh?
Do we have something the Chief Inspector could catch the scent of, I wonder? Ooh. Alright, what should we give him? Yeah, charm point just increased. Should we try to give him something of Gregson's, maybe? Wait, I mean, this seems like it would be a stinky item. There's also... what do we have? We have like the pocket watch. This isn't gonna like smell much though, I think. I think we should do the wig. Let's do the wig.
Take that!
Take that! Okay, let's see. Well, Chief Inspector Toby, if you wouldn't mind having a sniff of this. Ooh, Toby's excited. Alright. Oh my god, Toby! So cute! Oh my god. He might be a little too keen, don't you think? Oh my god, so cute! That was so adorable. The Chief Inspector made short work of Gina there. Oh, he barked. And there's the trunk. Ah, look what he's gone to! Oh my, that trunk clearly still has a very strong scent. Of Inspector Gregson. In other words, it must have belonged to him. I love when Gina like falls back and the hat like falls over her face. It's so cute. Alright.
Oh, alright. It's a fair cop, I suppose.
And you nearly got away with it too.
You always talk so proudly of Chief Inspector Toby's nose and what it can achieve.
Did it not cross your mind that he might identify something that was right next to us?
Yeah, that was a bit of a bloomer, wasn't it?
Gina.
That's enough now then, Gina.
Eh? I think it's time you told us the truth about that trunk.
Alright, let's talk about it. A metal chunk. It won't like that. It just won't.
What are you talking about?
I know what's going through that head of yours, but it ain't what happened.
Alright then, what did happen?
Well, like I said before, we weren't trying to trace the boss's movements. So I let Toby here have a sniff of the boss's overcoat. And as soon as I'd done that, he went off like a shot. Straight to that sandwich.
Because the sandwich was also in the fridge, right? The fridge where they was keeping his body.
Yeah.
That's what I think. To a sandwich, not a bag of chips.
Mr. Naruhodo, I believe Gina means the witness.
Oh, wait. Oh, sandwich! This sandwich, sorry. Yeah, me too. I forgot about that sandwich. Same. That's right.
Yeah, he had it in between them wooden boards of his. The boss's trunk.
The bag of chips, Christ embrace. That's right. I forgot about the other sandwich. You mean when they heard the sound like a gunshot and all piled in here?
Exactly. I nabbed it from the scene.
Goodness.
Me and the chief inspector gave that sandwich a good grilling, and you know what he said.
I thought it might fetch a good price, and the chap wouldn't be needing it anymore, so... but that's all I did. Nothing more. Nothing...
Want you Adam and Eve the cheek of it, eh? Stealing their dead boss's stuff to flog.
So Miss Venus wasn't the only one to meddle with the scene of the crime then.
How could they?
I mean, they're like all a bunch of street urchins, so I mean, I wouldn't expect less.
Anyway, that's how it happened. And it's a pretty decent trunk, so I figured I might as well make use of it. Is there something wrong with that, eh? Well,
maybe you and Mr. Sandwich should try to find the answer to that question together. Wait, can we look at it? I want to look at it!
I think perhaps that trunk should be turned over to the police, don't you? What are you on about? I am the police.
Gina, if you wouldn't mind, could we maybe examine it?
Yeah, alright then. Do what you want with it. Thank you. We shall make a detailed record of our examination of the evidence. Alright. Gregson's trunk has been entered into the court record. Recovered by Gina.
Oh, wait, what's happening here? Gina is like that classic tsundere. Is that Toby? Hello, Matthew Preston. Hello. A spin-off game for Gina? That would be amazing. Gina's adventures as a police detective.
What's the matter with Toby? Why is he acting so aggressively towards me all of a sudden? Mr. Naruhodo, be careful! It must be the trunk. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my goodness! Oh wow, okay. I didn't expect that. Toby, boy, what are you doing? You're gonna lick his face off. Mr. Naruhodo! Mr. Naruhodo! Gina, quickly! Hail a carriage!
I know, Toby jump scare. What happened? Oh my god. Are we okay? You missed, we went back to the scene of the crime and there was like a trunk that was formerly Gregson's, but the Gina recovered, and then we were taking it for evidence, and then Toby the dog like jumped us. So, okay. Interesting. Yeah, Toby 1, Naruhodo 0. It was more menacing than I expected, totally. Alright, 2nd of November, 4:57 p.m. That's very specific. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Okay. Oh no, am I okay? Am I okay? What happened? Help, help!
Mr. Naruhodo, are you alright?
Miss Susato. Ah, conscious again at last. A blessed relief, my dear fellow. After all, to drop dead after a moderate licking by a small terrier, most unseemly.
What is or isn't seemly is irrelevant here, Mr. Sholmes. She told him.
My goodness.
I'm so glad there's no lasting damage. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, thank you.
Did you bring me back here? What's this on my head? A bandage.
Sadly, we had no ice. So that's a compress of sugar water. Sugar water?
Don't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a first aid treatment that my father taught me.
Yeah, yeah, Sholmes got told. No one messes with Susato, because she's got the takedown.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no hat. Well, he's at home, right? So he can take his hat off, let his hair down. So, let us take tea when you're feeling up to it. But of course, no sugar in the patient's cup. The bump on my head is throbbing sweetly enough, don't worry.
Whenever you feel ready, then.
Alright, so I think we want to, like, look at the, let's look at the trunk here. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Ooh, there's like a mark on it. Can't find anything out of place. Well, what about here? What about here?
Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the trunk here? It's gone right through the leather and into the metal behind. Gosh, for a metal chest like this to have been so badly damaged. Whatever made the gash must have struck the side of the trunk with considerable force. And I wonder how it happened.
Interesting. Can we open it? Can we? Can we? Let's have a look inside. Ooh, okay, okay. What do we got? Ooh, a letter?
Look, there's something inside. Oh, let's see. It appears to be a passport authorizing him to travel overseas.
Oh yeah, because he was going to take Gina to France with him, right? Yeah.
Was Inspector Gregson about to go on a trip abroad then? Perhaps the date of departure might tell us something. That was... Oh!
What is it?
It was for travel on 31st of October, just one day before the incident.
What? Really? Ah, that's right, yeah. Because he was supposed to take Gina to France because she got, like, acquitted of, like, the crimes, and they were worried that the Reaper was gonna get her. But then if he was, like, related to the whole thing, then, like... Weird. Why was he actually going to France? Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered? Oh, did he go and come back? What? Confusing. Is that the only suspicious thing here? Maybe? Okay, anything here? Nope. Alright, anything else? Nothing on the bottom, maybe? No. Anything on the top? Probably not. Alright, so maybe those were the two things. That's right, he died. Did he die in France? That's the other question. Did he, like, go to France and die there? Sus. We've already looked at this, so I just want to double check. Yeah, okay, same. Alright. And there's nothing on the other— Oh, okay. There's this. That's something. Look at this stark stain here. Do you think?
Yes, I'm afraid so. I think it's blood.
Ugh, I knew you were going to say that. So that presumably means
that this was present at the scene when Inspector Gregson was killed.
Yeah, did he die in France and they just... I mean, France is close. They could put him on a boat. That's possible.
It's the most logical conclusion, yes. To think Gina's been carrying this around with her.
If you didn't know any better, I suppose it does look like a grease stain from all the fish and chips. Ugh, I don't think so. But okay. Alright, I want to make sure we looked at all— Wait, can we look at this again, maybe? Okay, nothing sus here. Okay, we've checked all the sides. Yep. Alright, I think we're good now. Okay. Definitely just catch him. Yeah. Alright. And then this is— okay, here we go. Name Tobias Gregson, blah blah blah. Date of departure from 1 week from 31st of October, going to Dunkirk, France. Permission for the applicant and 1 additional person to travel. Yeah, I think this was like when he was supposed to be taking Gina with him to avoid the Reaper, right? I think. Can I... What to do? Yeah, what do you suggest here?
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? It's rather unusual to find ourselves here in the middle of our investigation.
Oh snap. Okay. It's just occurred to me that I might have forgotten something when we left this morning.
Please don't worry. As long as you continue to investigate thoroughly, you won't go far wrong.
Alright, alright. Oh, yes, of course. I must get back to work as soon as possible. Alright, so... I think...
Let's see.
I guess the next thing would be to go back to Sholmes' suite and talk to Iris again and see like what her dealio is. But we're gonna have to do that next time because I think we're out of time for tonight. But yeah, next time we will carry on and we will go to Sholmes' suite. We will find out what is up. So evidently this case is just gonna continue through on, I think, to the next one. Because this is the last section in this case, but this is just an investigation, so I guess it's gonna continue on to the whole like last part of the story. So we will just continue next time and keep going. But yeah, let's go back and save, and then we'll go options. Save. Yes. Okay. Alright, so yeah, that'll be it for tonight. Say one more time out of paranoia. I think it's fine, but you know, it's always better to save than not save. Just like I carry printer ink. I think they're like his supplies for, he's always doing lots of experiments, so it's never quite clear what they are, but he always has like lots of experimental chemicals with him at all times. So I assume that's what it is. But they, yeah, they are printer ink colors.
Oh, okay, let's raid Leonix today. I haven't raided her in a really long time. She's drawing today. Alright.
Yeah, this is really getting to the end. We're finally like wrapping everything up, and I am looking forward to finding out all of, like the actually whodunits. And it looks like maybe Kazuma's father's gonna get cleared in the end, which is gonna be great, I think. Maybe, because he seems really broken up about it. So
alright, I'm gonna do...
Alright, the raid has been created. Strong 0. Nice. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll definitely see you again on Thursday. We'll see what happens between now and then. But yeah, this is fun, and I'm really looking forward to us like wrapping up this story and finding out all the answers. Yeah, alright. It's Monday. Well, it's true. It's Monday for some of us. But it's Sunday for, I think, the majority of people.
But yeah, alright. Have a great night, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye!